It's time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ICT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Now, let's head to the ballpark for the ITT Tech pregame show. Here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Live from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Arkansas Traveler Baseball is on the air. Hello once again, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to Driller Stadium here at the corner of 14th and Yale in Tulsa, as tonight minor league baseball and the Texas League present the Arkansas Travelers and the Tulsa Drillers, game one of a four-game series. Phil Elson with you on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE and minorleaguebaseball.com. Thanks for tuning in to the ITT Tech pregame show here on a hectic day in the Oil City. Phil Elson with you as we get set for not just the first game of this series, but the first of a 9-game road trip that'll take the Travs here to Tulsa for 4 games against the team that's beaten Arkansas 9 out of 10 games this season. Then the Travs will head out to Springfield in a 5-game set with the Springfield Cardinals. So while the Travs come into this road trip in last place in the North Division at 19-37, Arkansas will be playing the two top teams in the North, Tulsa and Springfield, over the next 9 days. The Travs have a chance to play some spoilers before coming back home for the final 4 games of the first half against the Wichita Wranglers, and then, of course, the Texas League All-Star game in Little Rock on Tuesday, June the 20th. Yesterday at Raywinter Field, we got news of who the All-Stars were, both for the North and for the South, and it was released yesterday on Travs.com. And so that's a sure sign that the end of the first half is nearing. And don't forget, you can pick up the tickets for the Texas League All-Star game right now by calling 664-1555 or going to Travs.com. Just $8 for box seats, all ages. General admission tickets, $6 for adults, $3 for kids 14 and under. And you want to get those seats now because they're going fast. It's Tuesday, June the 20th. Of course, we're kicking off this series here at Driller Stadium. And the Drillers coming in, winners of 8 of their last 10 ball games. They just swept Corpus Christi in a 4-game series, upping their record to 35-22. And with Springfield kind of falling off recently, the Drillers have taken a 2-game lead in the North Division with just 13 games left. Meanwhile, we've seen a resurgence of sorts from the Arkansas Travelers after losing 7 straight ball games. The Travs winning a couple of nail-biters on Saturday, 10-8, almost blowing a 7-run lead against Midland in the 9th inning, holding on for the win, leaving the tying run at second base. And then on Sunday, even in the face of one of the biggest achievements in the Texas League this year, Midland first baseman Brett Colamarino's cycle, including his game-tying home run with 2 outs in the 9th inning, Arkansas still winning that with Aaron Peel's walk-off home run in the 9th, providing one of the few great memories at home for the Arkansas Travelers this year. So Arkansas coming in winners of 2 of their last 2 ball games, and it's only the 7th 2-game winning streak Arkansas has had this year, and then taking on a team of the Tulsa Drillers that has been playing, saved their best baseball for the last couple of weeks, where they leapfrogged over Springfield. At one point, Tulsa was trailing by 5.5 games in the North. Well, as of now, the Drillers have the advantage by 2 games over the Cardinals. As you may have made me make mention, this is kind of a hectic day at Driller Stadium. A large storm which came through western Arkansas first had to come through Tulsa at about 5 in the morning, and a supercell came right over this area where Driller Stadium is located. It's a municipal area along with the city-county public health works. There's a thoroughbred racing track, an amusement park, a basketball arena, and a water slide park. Well, it got hit by a tornado, possibly a small tornado, but as you come through here in this section of Tulsa, there are trees that have been knocked down, torn out by the limbs. There's all kinds of debris across the street, but yet here at Driller Stadium, where there was no power starting at 5 o'clock, the power just went on literally an hour ago. The Travs came to the ballpark at about 5:30. They did not take batting practice, only getting a few swings in the batting cage. And to top things off, Arkansas coming here to a ballpark that has no air conditioning at the moment, not the most comfortable place, but that's minor league baseball. And so the Travs and the Drillers both dealing with the same set of circumstances in which they came to the ballpark not knowing whether or not they were going to play, and some are still surprised that our start time has been kept solid at 7:05. In fact, both teams are warming up, and it looks like we actually may get an on-time start of 7:05, even though this area of Tulsa was hit by a small tornado earlier this morning. So there's plenty to get to coming up on the ITT Tech pregame show after that long soliloquy. We'll check out what's going on to the Texas League, set up the schedule, and go through the standings right after this on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and it ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use as directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Welcome back to a Driller Stadium that is buzzing with fans coming into the ballpark late after the gates had to open about 20 minutes after they were originally scheduled to open, and the lights have been turned on. The electricity is up and running here at Driller Stadium, and certainly the folks that run the Tulsa Drillers, led by owner Chuck Lamson, Mike Malaga, the assistant general manager, and Jason George, who used to work for the Travs, deserve a commendation for putting in some long hours and some nail biting to get this ballpark ready for baseball. A lot of other ballparks may not be able to recover after a tornado comes through town and even knocked out some of the billboards in center field, a couple of the wooden slats. A lot of the fencing around Driller Stadium was also damaged by the tornado, but still, we're going to play baseball tonight, and the folks here at Tulsa deserve a commendation again for getting this ballpark ready. I'm Phil Elson here on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE on the ITT Tech pregame show. Earnings potential can increase with higher education, and you can chart a new career path with the help of an ITT Technical Institute program of study. To find out more, just go online to ITT-tech.edu. Certainly helps make sure you got that dash in there. Well, we got league-wide off day yesterday, and so new series starting today across the league in the divisions. It's Wichita and Springfield. The Cardinals starting today 2 games in back of the Drillers with 13 games left to go. Remember, Springfield also had 2 games rained out that will not be made up because of storms at Hammond Field, and so the Cardinals actually losing a little bit of the opportunity to make up the ground that they need against Tulsa. So the Cardinals at Wichita to start off a 4-game series. Chris Lambert on the mound for the Cardinals, a right-hander at 4-4. Junior Herndon for the Wranglers, also a right-hander. His record 4-3. Wichita still mathematically in it. 9 games out, 13 games left to go, but not really much of a chance for the Wranglers, even though they've won 8 of their last 10 ball games. Over in the South Division, there's 3 teams separated by just 1 game. Corpus Christi in first place at 31-25. The Travs did them a favor by beating Midland on Saturday and Sunday because the Hooks lost 3 straight to the Tulsa Drillers in that 3-game series. The Hooks open up a series against the Midland Rockhounds tonight, and they'll be battling for it at 7:05. Neither team announcing a starting pitcher. Frisco is the other team still in contention in the South. The Rough Riders at 30-26 are just 1 game in back of Corpus Christi and a half a game in back of second place Midland. Frisco begins a 4-game series tonight at San Antonio starting at 7:05. We'll keep you updated on all those games as we get throughout the broadcast today. Now, a little bit of news from the draft. The first-year player draft started today. The first 18 rounds went through, and they'll finish up the draft tomorrow. The Angels selected 17 players on the first day of the draft, headlined by a really interesting name, a kid that is coming from Huntington Beach, which is right in the backyard of the Angels. His name is Hank Conger, but his full name, as I understand, is Hung Young Conger, and Hank is a nickname. He is of Korean descent, and his father named him Hank because of a lifetime. Being a lifetime fan of Hank Aaron. And so Hank Conger, selected as California's 2006 Gatorade Player of the Year. He's a catcher, a switch-hitting catcher from Huntington Beach High School in California. And there's a good chance, of course, folks, that he'll be coming to Raywinder Field over the next maybe 4 or 5 years. It's rare to see a high school catcher get up to AA in 1 or 2 years, but you could expect to see him sometime over the next 5 years. Conger, just 18 years old, he gets a lot of high ranks for power, being a switch hitter, and a good arm as a catcher. And so Hank Conger certainly excited to be drafted by his own hometown team, and then 16 other players, selected by the Angels in the first day of the draft. 10 pitchers, 2 outfielders, 2 infielders, and then 3 catchers. Breakdown of those players: there's 7 collegians, 2 out of community college, and 8 high school players. And we will be taking a look at some of the names that we'll see throughout the draft. I haven't been able to really do much research on them, folks, because we had no electricity here at Driller Stadium, and that also goes on the idea that we haven't been able to get much information on the guys that have been drafted by the Angels, but as the information comes through, we'll be passing that along. Of course, we always like to keep you educated as much as possible on the future Arkansas Travelers. Well, folks, they're a little bit late in getting the ceremonies going. We'll have a break. We'll come back with the starting lineups as the Arkansas Travelers and the Tulsa Drillers get set to open up a 4-game series that has a lot of potential to see a lot of runs. Travs and Drillers, when they get together, you probably do see a lot of runs. So hang on to your seats. This will be a big series here at the corner of 15th and Yale. Coming right back after this with more on the ITT Tech pregame show on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because 2 great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SBC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
0 is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Quitting smoking is hard, and it's even harder to do it alone. The good news is there is help. Just call the SOS Quit line, 1-866-NOW-QUIT. They'll give you the information and program you need to get free of tobacco. And the service is free, too. Try it. Call 1-866-NOW-QUIT and start to get free. I promise, it's a great feeling. 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Call today.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Welcome back to Driller Stadium. Just had the exchanging of the starting lineups at home plate. Drillers manager Stu Cole is shaking hands with Travs skipper Tyrone Boykin. This is Phil Elson with you on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, game 1 of a 4-game series with the Arkansas Travelers and the Tulsa Drillers. Drillers lead this season series 9-1, and Tulsa coming in today at 35-22, just 2 games in front of the Springfield Cardinals for first place in the North Division. Arkansas 19-37, mathematically eliminated, 15.5 games out with 13 games left. Here's the starting lineup for the Drillers, the AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies today. Troy Tulowitzki will be starting at shortstop for the North Division All-Stars. Leads off, plays shortstop for the Drillers. Batting second, right fielder Seth Smith. Joe Gaetti in the 3-hole playing left field. Ian Stewart cleaning up at third base. It'll be Chris Iannetta batting fifth catching. Joe Koshansky bats sixth. He'll start at first base for the Drillers and for the North Division All-Stars. Jordan Zarnicki bats seventh. He'll be in center field, also the starting center fielder in the Texas League All-Star game for the North. DH Christian Colonel bats eighth for the Drillers, and Doug Vernier rounds out the starting nine playing second base. Arkansas Travelers line up. Aaron Peel leading off in left field. Game-winning home run on Sunday afternoon. Eric Rodlin will bat second, starting at second base, and Rodlin announced as the starting second baseman for the North Division All-Stars. Brandon Wood, the Travelers shortstop, hitting third. Wood will be the starting DH in the All-Star game. Matt Brown cleans up. He'll be at third base with Bobby Wilson batting fifth catching. Wilson left off the All-Star rosters, at least for the moment. Matt Pauley batting sixth in right field. Jason Espito also left off the All-Star roster. He's starting in the 7-hole DH. Greg Porter bats eighth. He'll be at first base. Dwayne Bacon bats ninth at shortstop. Starting pitcher for the Drillers, Steven Register, a right-hander who's 1-3 with a 4.68 ERA. And for the Travelers, it is right-hander Rafael Rodríguez. 1 win, 4 losses for Rafi, and an 8.78 earned run average. Come back with the first pitch right after this on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Sid Gutierrez had a childhood much like you'd expect growing up in 1960s New Mexico. A lot of sun, a lot of sky, and a lot of dreams about what you might be when you grow up. After school, many of Sid's friends went on to work for local factories and businesses. Some moved away, but none moved as far away as Sid. Sid Gutierrez is recognized as the first Hispanic to pilot a space shuttle, and he's a member of the International Space Hall of Fame. But before he went into space, he went to Webster University. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
We are Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
Make your plans now to see the best racing under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. You won't want to miss another incredible finish like this one from 2002.
Here we come once again. It's going to be the line. The winner's going to be Sam Ornick Jr. by 96 thousandths of a second.
The Oak Creek Homes qualifying day for the IRL and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be Thursday, June 8th. And on Friday, June 9th, David Starr, Dennis Setzer, Todd Boda, and the rest of the Craftsman Truck Series will go door to door and heat up the asphalt in the Samstown 400. But the weekend would not be complete without the fearless drivers of the Indy Racing League. It speeds over 200 miles per hour in the Bombardier Learjet 500 Saturday night, June 10th. Could it be Dan Weldon, Sam Hornish Jr., Tony Kanaan, or Danica Patrick claiming the Texas victory? Don't miss the action under the lights. Call 817-215-8500 or visit TexasMotorspeedway.com. Texas Motor Speedway, celebrating 10 years strong. You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Welcome back to Driller Stadium, where we are just about set for baseball. It is surprising that we are going to start on time, even though a small tornado came through right over Driller Stadium today, knocked down some of the slats in the center field batter's eye. Displaced the air conditioner up at the top of the roof a little bit, but everything's been fixed. Everything's ready to go, so let's get down to brass tacks and play some baseball. Phil Elson with you here at Driller Stadium on Air America Little Rock, 1380. Back in the studios, Matt Algerman and Lindsey Floyd. We are set to go as Steven Register has completed his warm-up. And Aaron Peel digs into the batter's box. Register, 6'1", 170 pounds. He just turned 23, a little less than a month ago, May 16th, out of Auburn University in his third professional season, a third-round pick out of Auburn in the 2004 draft, which was just 2 years ago to the day. So a lot of fond memories, or perhaps not so fond memories for many of the ball players out here looking back to the draft. Aaron Peel starts today, taking a first pitch strike at 7:06. 79 degrees at first pitch with soft breeze coming over the right field fence. Here's an 0-1 to Peel, and Register misses down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Aaron Peel, last time he swung the bat, hit a game-winning homer Sunday afternoon, capping an 8-7 victory over the Rockhounds. Registers 1-1, down and outside, ball 2. Peel's 4th home run of the season, his 2nd home run that won a ball game. He did an 8th inning go-ahead homer at Raywinder Field earlier this season against Springfield. 2-1 pitch, swinging a high fly deep down the left field corner. Aaron Peel has homered for the 2nd straight at-bat as he nails it over the screen and onto 15th Street. Aaron Peel, 1-0 Arkansas on one swing of the bat. We had no power throughout this ballpark all afternoon, and Aaron Peel steps into the plate, and boom, the lights go right on. So Peel, over his first, let's see here, 176 at-bats, had 2 homers, or 3 home runs. Now over his last 2 at-bats, he's got 2 home runs. 5 on the season, and Eric Rodlin takes a strike. Register delivers to the left-hand Rodlin, missing high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, coming into this ballpark today, you think this is not the way you want to start a 9-game road trip. There's the 1-1 to Rodlin. Is fouled straight back, 1-2. Rodlin hitting .322, tops on the ball club, starting second baseman for the North Division All-Stars. When you come into the ballpark, no power. Uniforms are a little bit wet. The 1-2 on the way to Rodlin. And a little nubber towards third base. Ian Stewart charging and throws on the run to first base to nail Rodlin for the out. 1 away. A little mix-up in the team laundry. Team didn't get a chance to take any batting practice today. The clubhouses are kind of musty and very humid, not the most comfortable places to be. And Aaron Peel shows he's right at home by hitting the 4th pitch of the ball game over the left field fence to give the Travs a 1-0 lead against Stephen Register. Register just allowed his 9th home run of the season for the first hit by an Arkansas player against Register. Now Brandon Wood up to the plate, and a pitch comes to Wood right down the middle for a called strike. 0-1. Register has allowed 67 hits now in 60 innings. 0-1 to Brandon. Swing and a miss. The fastball handcuffs him. Nice touch there by Register, not over the plate. 0-2 on Wood, who has homered 2 consecutive games and now with 12 in the season ranks 4th in the league. The 0-2 pitch is very high and got over the top of the catcher, Iannetta. Ball 1. Wood, .292 average. He's on a 10-game hitting streak, homering in 4 times during that stretch. 41 RBIs on the year. 1-2 to Wood, and he let a slider go low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 Travelers on the first swing of the bat. Register dealing to Wood at 2-2. And again inside, right at the back elbow. That time Wood laid off, where they'll call strike 3. They called strike 3 on that, and Wood, who never really talks to the umpires much, talked to the plate umpire as he walked away from the plate, as he was sure that that was ball 3, but apparently it turned out to be strike 3. Just a few more days of the replacement umpires, and really my main concern with the umpires has been it's tough to tell whether they call balls or strikes sometimes. So I'll apologize for that. Brown standing in, and there's a first pitch strike over the low outside corner from Register. Has gotten 2 in a row after Peel homer to start the game. The 0-1 to Brown. Down and inside, 1-1. Matt came alive during the previous homestand, raised his average to 289. 7 home runs, 26 runs batted in. A 1-1 pitch to Brown is fouled back over the screen. Strike 2. Stephen Register, a third-year pitcher from Columbus, Georgia. Lost his last start, losing a one-hitter that he threw. 8-inning complete game one-hitter, allowing 2 runs on 2 errors. He only picked up 1 win of the season. The 1-2 pitch to Brown, grounded to the shortstop. Troy Tulowitzki, a slick fielder, fires to first. A little low, but Joe Koshansky does the stretch, bringing that throw in, so the Travs will settle for a 1-0 lead on Aaron Peel's leadoff home run. And here comes Rafael Rodríguez to the hill for the Arkansas Travelers. We'll tell you about Rafi after these words on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
In 1998, New York City marathon runner German Silva made a huge mistake. 1/2 mile from the finish line, he took a wrong turn. When he heard yells from the crowd and saw the looks on their faces, he realized his mistake. He immediately turned around, but the error cost him a crucial 15 seconds. His only hope for winning now was to sprint to make up for lost distance. Did he have the energy? Could he do it? He later said, "Too much work had gone into this race. I had to fight it out." He was able to make up the lost distance and finish first in his division, but only because he refused to allow a wrong turn to knock him out of his quest for the prize. I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the church at Rock Creek. You know, there are times in life when we make a wrong turn, but when we discover that it was a wrong turn, the wise person changes direction.
Cotton candy here. Get your cod. Any peanuts? Nope. Hot dog? Slushies? Nada. Camel corn? No. Can I get something other than cotton candy?
Pink of blue, mister. Pink of blue. Variety is a good thing, especially when it comes to orthopedic services. That's why Baptist Health in Ortho, Arkansas provides the most comprehensive orthopedic care the state has to offer. From outpatient procedures to rehabilitation and prevention. To reach a specialist or for more information, call Baptist Health Healthline at 227-8478 and get back to the things you love.
Actually, I do have peanuts.
Really?
Nah, just kidding.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Travelers give Rafael Rodríguez an early 1-0 lead. Aaron Peel starting the ball game with a leadoff home run. It's the first time that has happened for the Arkansas Travelers this season. Peel has been a kickstart to the offense recently in the leadoff role. Supplanting Dwayne Bacon, who was moved down to 9th at the start of the previous homestand. Travs have responded offensively. Arkansas scoring 18 runs over the previous 2 ball games and then get ahead on the Peel homer to start today. Rafael Rodríguez making the start today for the Travs. It's his 9th start and the second time he faces the Drillers. Drillers treated Rafi quite rudely back on May the 16th. As they took him deep once, he walked 5 batters, allowed 6 hits and 6 runs, and a 9-4 loss. Troy Tulowitzki stands in, tall right-hand batter, and we're underway in the bottom of the inning as Rodríguez misses down and away with a slider. Tulowitzki starting all-star at shortstop for the North Division at Ray Winder Field on June the 20th, holding the bat above his head. Here's a 1-0. And it's inside of the right-hand batter. 2 balls, no strikes on Tulowitzki. Rodríguez, 1 win. Came against Midland 2 starts ago, but 4 losses, including his last appearance against the Frisco Rough Riders. 2-0 pitch to Tulowitzki at the knees, and a called strike, 2-1. Tulowitzki hit .297 with 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Offensively, not quite as comparable to shortstop Brandon Wood of the Travs. 2-1 pitch, low and inside, ball 3. Tulowitzki, however, a little more steady defensively. And so Tulowitzki gets the nod to start at short. Meanwhile, Wood will be the DH in the midseason classic. 3-1 pitch on the way from Rodríguez. Right down the pipe with a fastball, strike 2. Rafael Rodríguez, hard-throwing right-hander from the Dominican Republic, only 21 years old. 5th professional season, all as an Angels farm product. And here in his 9th appearance at Double-A, still trying to get his feet wet. Full count of the leadoff batter with Seth Smith on deck. Rodríguez kicks. Here it is. Tulowitzki swings a high fly to straightaway center. Dwayne Bacon has an easy beat on it. Drifting towards right 5 feet. He'll make the catch to set down Tulowitzki for the first out of the inning. And Seth Smith will come up to the plate next. Smith, who's had a decent year hitting .274. Homered 5 times, driven in 26. First left-hander Rodríguez faces. And the defense pushes over to the far side a little bit. And expecting for Smith to pull the ball. Pitch on the way from Rodríguez, and Smith pops it up over third base, giving chase Matt Brown over to the tarp. He'll leap on the tarp, but it's 3 rows deep into the seats. And that will be a foul ball for Smith. Strike 1. Here at Driller Stadium, the first row of the stand sits about 6 feet above the actual field with a 6-foot fence, the barrier between the field and the grandstand. And so it's really almost impossible to reach into the crowd unless you leap onto the tarp, which sits just past the Arkansas dugout a few feet. That's where Brown tried to make that grab, but instead it was too far out of reach. So 0-1 on Smith. Rodríguez next pitch on the way. And he blows it right by him with a heavy fastball, strike 2. Rafi's got the stuff to dominate. We saw that 2 starts ago where against Midland he shut down the Rockhounds, only 4 hits and 7 scoreless innings. Turned out to be the only shutout victory for Arkansas this year. Here's the 0-2 to Smith. And he pulls it to first base. Greg Porter boots it a little bit off the foul territory, recovers. Rodríguez covers, and the flip is in time with Rafi limping as he touched first base. He'll get the out 3-1, but Rodríguez apparently tweaked something. He starts to walk back to the pitcher's mound. Ty Boykin and Aaron Wells emerge from the dugout, and Rafi has stopped limping and may have just gotten hit by the cleats of Smith as he went across first base. It was an easier play that looked a little bit tougher. A chopper that caught Porter in mid-hop, and he was able to stay in front of it, deflecting it off the foul territory. But as he recovered the ball, and Rodríguez covered, he covered a little bit late. Porter flipped it right on the money, but he had to, Rodríguez, as he came across the bag, had to reach back into foul territory, and he made contact with Smith. Rodríguez will try to throw a couple of warm-ups. He seems to be okay. He pulled up after touching the base, but apparently everything's in working order. So Aaron Wells and Ty Boykin hear the explanation they were looking for. And Rodríguez will stay in the ballgame. 1-0 score. The Trabs leading on Aaron Peel's leadoff home run. And Rodríguez has set down 2 in a row to bring up Joe Gaetti. Gaetti, a .292 batter, left off the All-Star roster. Power numbers a little down. 4 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Rodríguez from the windup, and here's the right-hander's pitch. Gaetti will take it inside at the back elbow, ball 1. Gaetti, listed at 5'11", 215 pounds, has a power stroke. 9 doubles. The 1-0 pitch is low, ball 2, and Rodríguez falls behind with Ian Stewart on deck. Out of the starting 9, the Drillers today will send 4 to the All-Star game. That does not count the starting pitcher register, who does not make the All-Star team. The 2-0 to Gaetti is pulled foul into the Arkansas dugout at third base. And it's a 2-1 count with no one on and 2 away. Tulowitzki will start at short for the All-Stars. Chris Iannetta will be the backup catcher to Matt Tumpman of Wichita, though Iannetta has been a little bit of a better run producer. Joe Koshansky, 13 home runs, will start at first base for the North. Gaetti gets into one, a line drive, base hit into the left field gap. It'll be picked up by Dwayne Bacon on the warning track, but Gaetti scampers into second base with a throw going to third. And a stand-up double for the Driller left fielder. Double number 10 for Gaetti. Hitting it to left center field. No chance for Peel or Bacon to make a play. Low-lying line drive right over Brandon shortstop's head. So that'll bring up Ian Stewart. Stewart, who may actually be the top prospect on the Drillers roster, at least coming into this season. 6'3", 215-pound product from Garden Grove, California, but his batting average resting at only .247. 3 homers, 28 runs batted in. Runner at second is Gaetti. Wood playing behind him with a left-hander batting, and Stewart sends a high fly on the first pitch dead left field. Easy catch for Matt Pauley as he comes in, reaches up and puts it away. And so Rodríguez holds the lead through the first inning, allowing just a 2-out double to Iannetta, and he holds him at second base. 1-0 Arkansas heading into the second inning here at Driller Stadium. Here on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KGXE.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope. In today's busy world, who has time for questions? Where to go, how to get there, what to eat? With over 30 locations in Central, North Central, and Northeast Arkansas, Double B's has the answers. Double B's makes it easy to stop in and get on with your day, wherever you are. Start your day with Double B's Coffee Cafe. Gourmet coffee, better than most coffee houses. Grab lunch on the go with delicious selections from Quiznos, Pizza Pro, Baskin-Robbins, Chester's Fried Chicken, or Subway. Clean your auto with a car wash. And all Double B's locations feature pay-at-the-pump technology, so you're back on the road in no time. Make the most of your time and stop worrying about life's little questions. We've got the answers at Double B's.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone, nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Travs half of the second inning with a 1-0 Arkansas lead. Aaron Peel's leadoff home run. So Peel has homered in 2 consecutive at-bats, counting the game-winning homer on Sunday. Bobby Wilson leads off the second against Stephen Register as Arkansas sends the 5, 6, and 7 hitters up to the plate. And here's the first pitch to Wilson. Leave it outside for a ball 1. And the count. Wilson, who has the second highest batting average for a catcher in the North Division, left off the All-Star roster, taking in the dirt, ball 2, 2-0. Pardon me, has the third highest batting average. The catchers in the Texas League this year are actually at the top of a couple of statistics as a pitch comes to Wilson for a strike, 2-1. J.R. House leading the league in average for Corpus Christi at 346, and Matt Tupman, who's also the starting catcher for the Wranglers, and the starting catcher for the North Division All-Stars, is second in the league. Wilson chops to second base, and Bernier comes on, gloves it, and will throw Wilson out. 1 away. Bobby Wilson, who has the 9th highest batting average in the Texas League, does not get to play in the All-Star game, at least not now. The original roster printed yesterday, and there's always changes made to the All-Star roster as guys get sent up to the next level or unfortunately get injured. And so there's still a chance Wilson could be a part of the All-Star game. Here's Matt Pauley, Traveler starting right fielder, takes low from Stephen Register for a ball 1-0. Pauley at 268 average, 4 homers, 16 RBI. 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, a strike. 1-1. On deck, Jason Espedo. Register has sent down 4 in a row. Here's the 1-1. Soft swing by Paulin. A little looper right into the Arkansas dugout at third base. Right between the railing and the roof. It's got to be a perfectly placed liner to get into that dugout. So here's a 1-2 pitch. Pauley swings and lines a base hit to right field. Seth Smith was playing deep, has a long run in, and gets to it before Pauley makes the turn at first base. So 1-out single by Matt Pauley will bring up Espedo. Out of all the Travelers left off the All-Star roster, Espedo may be the most disappointing. More a product of the fact that Espedo has come on recently, whereas throughout the first month of the season he was struggling. Left-hand batter with 10 homers, ranking second on the ball club. Registers pitch outside, ball 1. Espedo had a wonderful homestand where he had 3 home runs, drove in 4, had a 4-hit game against Frisco, and finished off with a 2-hit game on Sunday against the Rockhounds. The 1-0 pitch, got under it, popped it up over third, Over to the dugout, sprinting Ian Stewart, and he will run out of room. The ball hits the very top of the Arkansas dugout and will bounce into the second level of seats at third base. 1 ball, 1 strike on Espedo. Espedo hit a 2-run homer on Sunday, giving the Travs a 4-run lead. And eventually the Rockhounds would come back and need the Peel walk-off. Ball and a strike on the left-hander, and the pitch from Register. She right on the outside corner. Nice fastball for strike 2. Espedo much more productive at home, where he's hit 8 of his 10 homers. The 1-2 pitch. Register missed that outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's not that Espedo isn't productive on the road. He's 273 on the road, which is okay. But most of Espedo's power numbers and RBIs coming on the road. The 2-2 pitch, outside, ball 3. At home. Espedo's driven in 16 at home, only 8 on the road, hitting .307 at Ray Winder Field. He is tailor-made for Little Rock and much deeper to right field here at Tulsa than Ray Winder. 3-2 pitch. There goes the runner. Fastball fouled off by Espedo, and so Paulie will retreat back to first base. We'll do it again with a 3-2 count. Jordan Zarnicki getting the nod to start in center field for the North Division All-Stars. Espedo's numbers are slightly better than Zarnicki. Holds a higher batting average, more homers. And next pitch, ground up the middle, gloved by shortstop Tulowitzki at second, steps on the bag and throws to first. That'll be an inning-ending double play. 6-3 on the twin killing. Tulowitzki, an acrobatic leap over Matt Paulie at second base, so the Travelers don't get anything in the second. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Bottom of the second coming up, and it's Arkansas 1 and Tulsa nothing from Driller Stadium. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
The romance begins at Cupid's. Choose from Central Arkansas's largest selection of apparel and lingerie in every size, style, and color. And don't forget the wide selection of menswear, toys, massage oil, and lotion. It's Cupid's Lingerie and more. 2585 Donahue Street in the Townsend Plaza, Conway, 65th and Scott Hamilton, and 9700 North Rodney Perelman, Little Rock, plus 3360 Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Just look for the purple neon hearts, and you'll know you're in the right place. Cupid's Lingerie and more.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom 2, 1-0 score. Arkansas leading Tulsa, starting off a 4-game series, which is crucial to the Drillers' pennant hopes. Drillers started today a 2-game lead over the Cardinals with 13 games left to go. Bill Elson with you. Game got started on time today, even though Driller Stadium was without power from around 5 in the morning until, about an hour and 15 minutes before first pitch. And a very large crowd has come to Driller Stadium on a free ticket night sponsored by a local gas station. And definitely got a few thousand out today. Chris Iannetta starts off the second for the Tulsa Drillers, right-handed catcher who will be the backup in the All-Star game. And Rodríguez delivers, and it's fouled away on the right side for a strike, 0-1. Iannetta hitting .317, but his batting average does not count in amongst the top 10, doesn't have quite the plate appearances necessary. He did miss a little bit of time with an injury. Here's an 0-1 pitch from Rodríguez. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Iannetta has homered 8 times and has driven in 21. 600 slugging percentage. Rafi's 1-1 pitch is up high, ball 2. Rodríguez, who allowed a 2-out double to the 3-hitter in the first inning, is facing the 5, 6, and 7 batters. Iannetta, Koshansky, and Zarnicki, all 3 All-Stars. 2-1 pitch from Rodríguez. Iannetta takes ball 3 up and in. Iannetta this month, or throughout the month of May and into June, 7 home runs in 71 ball games. 71 at bat. 3-1 pitch is swung on, fouled straight back. 3-2. Iannetta over the first month showed a propensity to make contact, but that was it. A lot of singles. Only had 2 extra base hits over the first month of the season, but Iannetta has really come on recently. 14 extra base hits in his last 20 games. And since this spot on the All-Star roster. Here's the payoff. Check swing, fouled in right into the net behind the plate. Iannetta may have gone after a high fastball, and Rodríguez keeps it full. 1-0 Travelers, bottom 2. Rodríguez attempting to send the Travs to their first 3-game winning streak of the season. It would come on the heels of a 7-game losing streak. 3-2 on the leadoff batter, Iannetta. Rodríguez hits, delivers, and walks him with a fastball that missed high and inside. 22nd walk for Rodríguez in 41 innings. An alarmingly high walk total, considering that while Rodríguez was pitching at Rancho Cucamonga down to the California League in 3 starts, only walked 2 batters in 17 innings. Rodríguez has definitely struggled in all facets of pitching since coming up from single A, allowing an average of .329, a league-high 12 homers. Here's Joe Koshansky. Speak of the home run. Rodríguez will start him off with a backdoor slider for a called strike. Koshansky, 13 homers, ranking second in the league, 45 RBIs, which will place him third, and an average of .300, so not just a windmill. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Koshansky lays off a slider, hits the inside corner, strike 2. Koshansky looks like a power hitter, 6'4", long legs, long arms, and when he can get them extended, look out. He's also a left-hand power hitter that would be tailor-made for the home run derby in Little Rock. But falls behind 0-2. Rodríguez next pitch on the way, and it's a little looper that'll fall in front of third baseman Brown. He'll try to barehand and could not make the play. Koshansky was jammed on a fastball. It's a really nice pitch by Rodríguez, but it turned out that Koshansky sort of angled it down the third base line. Rodríguez leaning out to make the play coming off the pitcher's mound, but he was at least 3 or 4 feet away from that ball. The only chance was for Brown to barehand it. Matt could not get a firm grip on the baseball, so Koshansky reaches on an infield single. It's the second base hit for the Drillers. And here comes Jordan Zarnicki. Zarnicki starting in center field for the North All-Stars, hitting .285, 6 homers, 26 ribbies. Shows bunt with nobody out, and Rodríguez throws a little chin music, and he ducks underneath it. 1-0 Travelers, but the Drillers get their first 2 batters on base here in the second inning on a walk and an infield single. The Drillers apparently have Zarnicki up there to bunt. He hasn't showed bunt yet. Here's the pitch. He will not square. He'll ground to second. Rodland ready to start a double play. Over to Wood. Back to Porter. Rack him up. 4-6-3 double play. Exactly what Stu Cole was trying to stay out of till Zarnicki hits right into. And a chance for Rodríguez to get out of the inning. Here's Christian Colonel stepping up. So Zarnicki bounces into his 8th double play of the season. And a big 2 outs there for Rodríguez. He'll still work from the stretch against the righty. Colonel, the DH, batting .236. Pitch from Rodríguez is low, ball 1. Trying to get him to chase a slider, which can be Rodríguez's best pitch, but only if he's effective with his fastball. That's when that slider becomes much more effective. Colonel, 1 homer, 17 RBIs, a lot of strikeouts. Rafi looking at third, now to the plate with a 1-0, a slider on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. At third base, Iannetta. Infield playing very deep, especially at shortstop. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Colonel, a big cut from the heels on a high slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 1-0 Arkansas as Colonel settles back in, hitting 10 for 30 against the Travs. Bulk of his offense coming against Arkansas. 1-2 pitch. Laid off the slider. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nothing but breaking balls from Rafi to the 8-hitting Colonel. Mention how well the Drillers have done against the Travs. Tulsa, 9 wins in 10 games against Arkansas. The Drillers batting .313 against the Travs, averaging about 7 runs per game. 2-2 pitch on the way. Colonel fouled it away. Another slider, and Colonel was ready for that one, staying a little bit further back to keep it going at 2-2. Rodríguez stranded a runner at second base in the first inning, trying to leave Iannetta at third base here in the second. Another 2-2 pitch comes. Colonel swings and fouls it away. Another pop-up behind the plate that will go over the press box roof back to the parking lot, which must be jam-packed today. Driller Stadium seats about 11,000 people, and there may only be a couple of thousand empty seats here on a free ticket night. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 consecutive foul balls. Here's the next pitch from Rodríguez. Colonel swings, pops it up over first. Porter may have a play in foul territory. Over to the fence. He'll go try to leap into the crowd, but it was 2 rows deep. Great effort by Greg Porter. Even his arm kind of bending back in an awkward angle. Didn't look like he really hyperextended it to the point of injury, but if you're leaping into the crowd here at Driller Stadium, you are leaping literally up a fence that stands taller than any player does. And even Porter at 6'4" couldn't come down with that one. And plus, where Porter leapt into it was unpadded, made out of concrete. So there's a chance for injury if you don't brace yourself in the right spot. Good effort by Porter, couldn't bring it in. 3 straight fouls on Colonel swing. Next pitch from Rodríguez. Change up, he almost threw it away. But Wilson had to leap out of the catcher's crouch and bring that high change up down. So the count goes full on the 8-hitting Colonel, and on deck is Doug Bernier. Colonel, 17 RBIs on the year. He's driven in 6 against the Travs in just 7 games. And those for the RBI against Arkansas. The payoff pitch is swung on and hit high but shallow to right field. Matt Pauley has another easy can of corn, and he makes the catch. So Rodríguez leaves Iannetta at third base after allowing the first 2 men of the inning to reach. A double play by Zarnicki and a flyout by Colonel. So Rafael Rodríguez keeps Arkansas in front. 1-0 Travelers heading into the top of the third here on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Make your plans now to see the best racing under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. You won't want to miss another incredible finish like this one from 2002.
Here we come once again. It's going to be at the line. The winner's going to be Sam Ornick Jr. by 96-10 pounds in the second.
The Oak Creek Homes qualifying day for the IRL and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be Thursday, June 8th. And on Friday, June 9th, David Starr, Dennis Setzer, Todd Boda, and the rest of the Craftsman Truck Series will go door to door and heat up the asphalt in the Samstown 400. But the weekend would not be complete without the fearless drivers of the Indy Racing League. It speeds over 200 miles per hour in the Bombardier Learjet 500 Saturday night, June 10th. Could it be Dan Weldon, Sam Hornish Jr., Tony Kanaan, or Danica Patrick claiming the Texas victory? Don't miss the action under the lights. Call 817-215-8500 or visit TexasMotorSpeedway.com. Texas Motor Speedway, celebrating 10 years strong.
Do you have an interest in broadcasting, enjoy baseball, and are looking for a part-time job opportunity? Well, maybe we have what you're looking for. KDXE AM 1380 is the home for Arkansas Travelers baseball, and we need to add to our staff of board operators for Travelers games. Your responsibility will involve the process of putting Arkansas Travelers games on the air. The work schedule includes weeknights and weekends shared with other staff board operators. No experience in broadcasting is necessary, and learning our system for game broadcasts is easy. If you're interested, give us a call at 501-221-1380. That's 501-221-1380.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Just now it seems that we're settling into action here at Driller Stadium. Very wacky afternoon and early evening, really for both teams with no power earlier. The Drillers even took batting practice, even though the Travs were informed that there was no BP. Drillers took batting practice and then had to sit stewing outside their clubhouse with no showers, no power, no air conditioning, no food, over by an area where it smelled like garbage that hadn't been cleaned up yet. 1-0 Arkansas here in the third inning. Greg Porter will take a called strike from Steven Register. 8-hitter Porter, followed by Dwayne Bacon and Aaron Peel. Here's an 0-1 pitch from Register, and Porter lays off a sinker for a ball. 1-1. Over by the Drillers dugout, or by the Drillers clubhouse, where they usually pick up garbage. It hadn't been picked up because of all the problems in the area with the tornado that came through. And Register missed inside on a check swing. They'll appeal to third, but Porter held, and it's a 2-1 count. Good thing the Travs clubhouse isn't located by the garbage dump. It would have stunk over there, too. 2-1 pitch. A slider, and Porter takes a strike on another check swing. 2-2. Greg hitting .285, 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in. And Register back with a 2-2 pitch. Porter swings a fly ball left field. Going after it, Gaetti took the wrong angle over his head. Hits the warning track, tries to barehand it off the signs, but he'll drop it, and Porter scampers into second base with a stand-up double. So Greg Porter with his 13th double of the season to start the third inning for the Arkansas Travelers. And it looked like Gaetti may have had a play. First sprinted towards center field before angling back for the baseball, and may have made the wrong left turn at Albuquerque. So the leadoff double brings up Dwayne Bacon, and the Travs have an opportunity to add to the 1-0 advantage. Bacon, possibly a sacrifice bunt, batting in the 9-hole. Here's a pitch to Dwayne, squares around, pushes it down, but in foul grounds at third base. So instead it is strike one on Bacon. Bacon struggling on a slump. He did not play on Sunday. Bacon with 4 hits in his last 31 at-bats. Here's the 0-1. Squared around and took ball one, low and outside. But Bacon's 3-run double on Saturday propelled the Travs to a 9-3 lead against the Rockhounds that would eventually push it to 10-3 on a Matt Pauley solo homer. And then hold on for dear life, winning by 2. The 1-1 squared around again and took it low. Ball 2 on Bacon. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bacon with 7 sacrifice bunts. No other Traveler has more than 3. So this is the guy you want for the sacrifice. The Drillers ready for it. The 2-1 pitch, ball 3. Bacon shortened up on the bat and took a slider below his legs, below his knees. If it's below his legs, it's probably in the dirt. So a 3-1 count on Bacon. On deck, Aaron Peel, nobody out. Porter leading from second base. Here's the pitch. They'll swing it, a high fly left field, and that'll send Gaetti back a little bit further, but an easy can of corn. He makes the catch. Porter holding at second base. Forces Gaetti to make the throw by taking a couple of steps off the bag, and he'll hold at second on the good throw. So Bacon was up there with orders to bunt until he got to 3-1. Then he was allowed to swing away and is unable to move Porter out. Aaron Peel standing in now. Peel is homered in 2 consecutive at-bats, ending Sunday's ball game with the Rockhounds with a walk-off homer, and then starting today with a home run. First pitch on the way, slider, swing and a miss, 0-1. Now 5 home runs. Peel is driven in 17 on the season. Aaron Peel, a right-hand batter from San Angelo. The 0-1 from Register is little tapper foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Peel last year hit 19 home runs, which is a career high by 10. Season before, 9 homers at Cedar Rapids in half a season. Well, Peel's just enjoying the fruit of being healthy for a full season last year. The 0-2 pitch. Swing, a hard ground ball to third, picked up by Ian Stewart clean. He'll look Porter back and throw Peel out. And that'll bring up Eric Rodlin with 2 away. You can see on every swing now, Peel seems to be right on the baseball. Good thing for the Drillers that Ian Stewart was standing there waiting for that ground ball, because if Peel hit it 1 foot further towards the foul line, it was a double. Eric Rodlin stands in. Rodlin, the Trav's second baseman, will start at second base in the All-Star game. 3 base hits and 3 runs on Sunday, but 0 for 1 today. Register fires a strike on the outside corner with a fastball. Rodlin grounded out in the first inning to third base. Porter still at second after the leadoff double. It's a 2-out spot for Rodlin, the 0-1. Right off the outside corner from Seidgren. Register, 1 ball, 1 strike. 22 RBIs on the year for Rodlin. And Eric has driven in 0 against Tulsa in 8 games. 1-1 pitch from Register. At the knees with that sinker for a called strike, 1-2. Rodlin shakes his head and walks away. He'll adjust his batting glove. Register really aiming down in the strike zone, especially with that sinking fastball that moves also away from a left-hand batter. 1-2 the count as Iannetta's target on the outside corner. Rodlin reaches for the pitch and pokes it into left field for a base hit. Here comes Porter around third. Gaetti's throw to the plate is up the third base line and by the catcher. Rodlin into second base after an RBI single makes it 2-0 Arkansas as Greg Porter scores from second base. Well, you hear about a 2-strike approach with a man at second base, so a lot of times batters are just taught to flick the wrist and swing at anything close because you never know what may fall in, and you don't want to take the chance of getting called out on a close pitch. That was a close fastball that would have maybe been on the outside black. Rodlin had earlier taken that pitch for a strike, but this time reached out and sort of looped it over Troy Tulowitzki's head. He drives in his 23rd of the year. And Rodlin at second base for Brandon Wood. Register fires a strike with a slider, 0-1. No error charged on Iannetta. Even though he dropped that throw from the left fielder Gaetti, he would not have had a chance to get Porter at home. 0-1 to Wood is pulled foul, almost hit his manager Ty Boykin into the coach's box. Ricochets off the concrete railing and back into left field where Joe Gaetti will pick it up and give it into the Arkansas bullpen. No balls, 2 strikes on Brandon Wood, who was called out on strikes on a 3-2 count back in the first inning. Wood with his 75th strikeout of the year. RBI chance, Rodlin at second, no one holding. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Aaron Wood fouled a fastball over towards the on-deck circle. Still 0-2. .41 runs batted in for Brandon Wood, including a couple on Sunday. Still on that 10-game hitting streak. 0-2 pitch from Register is wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the Arkansas shortstop. Matt Brown on deck. Greg Porter started the inning with a double. Register got 2 outs, but then Rodlin singled him home. 1-2 pitch to Wood. Laid off a slider again, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Wood. Base hit will make it 3-0 Arkansas. Here's the pitch. Brandon swings, grounds to shortstop. Troy Tulowitzki bobbles it, boots it. Wood will reach. Rodlin holding at third base. Well, somewhat ironic that Brandon Wood reaches on an error by his shortstop counterpart as Tulowitzki committing his 12th error of the year. That is just 1 error behind Wood at the same position, and yet Tulowitzki getting the nod to start at shortstop. And he and Wood have about the same amount of errors. Brandon's power numbers, RBI totals, are higher than Tulowitzki. And not to take anything away from Troy, who certainly is a darn good prospect in his own right. Wood's reputation as a defensive liability may be a little bit unfair. Matt Brown, the batter, takes ball one low. So the error by Tulowitzki keeps the inning alive. 1 run home, and now men at first and third for the peanut batter. Brown 0 for 1, a ground out in the first inning. 26 RBIs on the year. 1 ball, no strikes. Register sets, kicks, deals. And Brown, it's a little foul off the tip of the bat. Fooled on a breaking ball. 1-1. Brown also coming on recently. 9 RBIs over his last 11 games, including a 2-run double on Sunday afternoon. And this RBI streak coming after a stretch where he had no RBIs in 20 games. 1-1 pitch. Foul ball in the air over the first base roof. Way out of play. 1-2 to count on Brown. And Arkansas leads 2-0 here in the third inning. Travs trying for a 3-game winning streak. The Tulsa Drillers have won 4 in a row, including 3 straight against Arkansas. Register looking in, now dealing, and Brown hits a high fly ball to deep left center, sending Iannetta at the wall, looking up, and it is gone! 3-run homer by Matt Brown. So Troy Tulowitzki's error leads directly to 3 runs as Brown hits a high five from Ty Boykin at third base. The Arkansas Travelers had no batting practice today, but they're taking BP in the first 3 innings for a 5-0 lead over the Tulsa Drillers. Register actually threw a decent pitch. A slider that Brown went down and got. He golfed it over the left center field wall, which here at Driller Stadium is about 360 feet away. So Brown with his 8th of the season. And now it's Bobby Wilson, and Register fires a strike. And it is 0-1, so 3 unearned runs charged to Register here in the third inning. Register allowed 2 unearned runs in his last start. The 0-1 pitch is a strike to Wilson, making it 0-2. Wilson grounded out of the second inning. Back out of the plate. 4 runs home here in the third on 3 hits and 1 error. The 0-2 pitch to Wilson. Right on the outside corner, called strike 3. And Arkansas is finished in the frame with 4 runs scoring on 3 base hits, 1 error, and nobody left. The Travelers 5 and the Drillers 0 going into the bottom of the third inning on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
From the hilltops of Atlanta to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah. I'm a burrito in every time.
Moe's Burritos, 2834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-time trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Park Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the Yellow Pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Travelers have put up 5 runs in their first 3 trips to the plate. 4 of those runs coming on homers. Aaron Teal with a leadoff home run against Stephen Register. Matt Brown hit a 3-run shot to key a 4-run third. Also, Eric Rodlin with an RBI single to drive in Greg Porter. Meanwhile, Rafael Rodríguez has left two men in scoring position in 2 innings. And this 5-run lead is the biggest lead that Rodríguez has been handed this season. And we'll see how the 21-year-old righty handles that. Doug Bernier will lead off in the third against Rodríguez. The number 9 batter batting .256. And he's a right-hander. Here's a pitch from Rodríguez. Fires a strike with a fastball to get ahead. Troy Tulowitzki, the on-deck batter, followed by Seth Smith. Bernier, no homers, 6 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Late swing, foul back, strike 2. Rodríguez walked the leadoff batter last inning, allowed an infield single after, but a double play induced to Zarnicki, and Colonel flat out to right. The count is 0-2. Rodríguez looking for the first K of the game. He'll wind up and deliver a slider that just missed that inside corner. Ball 1. Bernier starting at second base in place of Matt McCree. The 1-2 pitch on the way. And he fouled the slider over the right side, staying at the plate with a 1-2 count. Rodríguez will aim for the inside corner. Wilson puts that target right there. The pitch. Swing and a miss with a fastball, and he does get his first strikeout of the game, taking care of Bernier. Troy Tulowitzki coming up next. The strikeout for Rafi, the 27th that he's thrown this year for Arkansas against the 22 walks. Here's Tulowitzki. Flied out to center to start the first inning. Right-hand batter, and Rodríguez ready with the first pitch. Missed the slider low and outside, ball 1. Tulowitzki, 4-game hitting streak. Holds that back elbow up. 1-0, hits it hard and foul right outside the third base line. First strike of the at-bat makes it 1-1. Rockies have high hopes for Troy Tulowitzki, first-round pick from last year, selected 7th overall, and only 21 years old. 1-1 pitch. Tulowitzki backs away from a slider. Ball 2. Tulowitzki has a chance to be a power-hitting shortstop, but very rangy with a strong arm. 2-1 pitch. Fastball just missing that outside corner. That's the pitch that Bobby Wilson may have been called out on strikes. Tulowitzki gets this call to make it a 3-1 count. 1 out, no one on. Rodríguez walked 1, struck out 1, and allowed 2 hits. The 3-1 to Tulowitzki. Swing, a ground ball towards third. Matt Brown falls down, picks it up barehand from his knees. He throws and doesn't get the out. Tulowitzki legs out an infield single. Brown slid in a little wet patch of dirt in the hole at shortstop. That was a routine ground ball. And with his cleats taking himself out underneath him, there will be no error charge. Brown picks out a big piece of clay from his cleat. Tried to wipe off his hand. Right hand got dirty as he tried to brace himself for the fall. So out of the 3 base hits, the Drillers, and they're going to call an error on that, by the way, which I don't know if that's the right call. Out of the 4 base runners, you've had one man reach on a little looper that fell in front of the third baseman, and he couldn't barehand it. This one, because Brown fell down, and there was a double by Iannetta and a walk to Iannetta. Here's Seth Smith, who grounded out in the first. Pitch is low for a ball, 1-0, so Matt Brown has been charged with the error. And it's Brown's 11th miscue this year. 1-0 the count on Smith, a left-hand batter. Righty Rodriguez deals into the dirt, but it's dug out by Bobby Wilson. And it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Smith has driven in 26 runs, 5 homers, 12 RBIs against Arkansas. Rafael looks at first as he comes set, fires to the base, and Tulowitzki beats the throw. So it does seem like Rodriguez is pitching against the elements tonight, not weather-wise, although we had plenty of weather earlier today causing all sorts of havoc here in Tulsa. 2-0 pitch to Smith in the dirt again and backhanded by Wilson right off the plate. 3-0 count. And Rodriguez also dealing with the fact that he's made a couple of good pitches to Koshansky in the second and Tulowitzki here in the third, but did not record an out against either batter because problem with the field, perhaps. Here's a 3-0 pitch to Smith, and it's on the outside corner for a strike. 3-1. He'll back off the plate now. Travs 5 and the Drillers nothing. Bottom 3. The lights are on, and they're working well, but yet to take their full effect. Another throw to first base, and Tulowitzki beats that throw for the second time. Even with all the rain coming through earlier, there's really not much of a chance for thunderstorms today and 0 chance tomorrow. So if this road trip starts with a flurry like this, at least the weather will hold off, at least for the foreseeable future. Another throw to first base. Tulowitzki back in. Tulowitzki has stolen 3 bases, just 6 tries. Rodriguez expecting a hit and run with a 3-1 count. Rafi sets, kicks, heels to Smith, and he grounds outside first, making it a 3-2 count with a foul ball. Smith checking his bat. Rodriguez still looking for the sign, and Smith will back out of the plate. Got a little dirt in his eye. 1 run in the first for the Travs, 4 runs in the third inning. So far the Drillers have had some chances, but haven't been able to poke one through. Tulowitzki leads by 5 feet at first base. At the belt goes Rodriguez. Now the pitch, the runner moving. Ball 4 inside, and it's first and second for the Drillers with 1 out. Second walk from Rodriguez. And that pushes Tulowitzki to second base. Here's Iannetta. Iannetta doubled with 2 outs in the first inning. Was stranded. 5 hits in his last 4 games. 2 on, 1 out. Travs by 5 in the third frame. Rodriguez will deliver, and Iannetta takes a pitch way in front of the plate for a ball. Bobby Wilson there to pick it up. That is 3 pitches out of the last 2 batters that Rodriguez has thrown in front of the plate or on the plate. But at the moment, Rodriguez seems to be fighting himself as he holds on to a 5-0 lead. Past 2 batters have reached, although no hit. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Iannetta. Swing and a miss. A fastball handcuffing him. Count 1-1 on Iannetta with Tulowitzki and Smith leading away. Rodlin holding Tulowitzki at second base. And he wants a pickoff play, but Rodriguez will just step off the mound. Rodriguez has been used to dealing with men on base since coming up from single A. Laboring here in the third inning. The 1-1 pitch into the dirt again on a slider. And Iannetta takes ball 2. Rodríguez not offering much to swing at over the last two hitters. 2-1 pitch to Gaetti. Swing, a drive to deep left field. Gaetti hitting that one to the wall and gone. So Gaetti has doubled and now hits his 5th home run of the season to get the Drillers on the scoreboard. You could see where that sequence was going with Rodríguez. He was able to sneak a fastball by Gaetti, but he's unable to throw his slider for strikes at the moment. So Gaetti sat on the fastball, got the pitch he wanted, and drilled it over the left field wall. 13th home run against Rafael Rodríguez in just 9 Double-A starts. So Ken Patterson makes a quick visit to the mound. He and Bobby Wilson talk it over with Rodríguez. It started with Matt Brown falling down at third base on a routine ground ball hit by Tulowitzki. And Smith walks on a 3-2 pitch. And then Rodríguez just didn't seem to have great command against Gaetti. Now Ian Stewart stands in, left-hander. First pitch shows bunt. He went after it, but they'll appeal to third. Did he go? And you say, no, he did not. 1-0 to Gaetti, who flied out back in the first inning. So 5-0 lead has become 5-3 for the Travs. No longer a comfortable advantage. A 1-0 pitch to Stewart. Low and inside, ball 2. And again, Rodríguez missing with his breaking ball. For Rodríguez to be successful, and it's surprising, this idea. He's got to throw strikes with everything he's got. Here's a 2-0 pitch to Stewart, and that is a strike on the inside corner, 2-1. A lot of pitchers need everything to work in order to be successful, but Rodríguez has a fastball in the low to mid-90s, which means you should be able to pitch off your fastball if you're not throwing strikes with the breaking ball. The 2-1 under Stewart's knees, ball 3. But when Rodríguez has to pitch with a fastball, he leaves it over the plate too much. Rafael comes with a lot of pitches that are belt high or just above the belt, sitting right there for batters. 3-1 pitch to Stewart. Foul ball pulled over the Tulsa dugout at first base. Strike 2. Nobody on after the Gaetti 3-run homer. 1 out and a full count on the cleanup batter, Stewart. Iannetta on deck. It'll be a payoff, and here it is. Up high, another walk from Rodríguez. That's 4 consecutive men reaching. 3rd walk from Rafi, and that'll bring up Chris Iannetta, representing the tying run. Brentel Chiaro jogged all the way past the Arkansas bullpen bench in left field and jogged out to where the bullpen mounds are located, past the grandstand, what we call the Tulsa Drillers Twilight Zone bullpen, since we can't see them from anywhere in the ballpark. So there may be a Traveler reliever warming up. Here's Iannetta, who walked in the 2nd inning, 3rd inning now, and he sends a fly ball to shallow center. Dwayne Bacon coming in, has a read, and makes the catch. And hopefully that stops the bleeding for Rodríguez for the 2nd out after he allowed the last 4 batters to reach base. Now Koshansky coming in. Koshansky had to fight off a fastball in the 2nd that fell in front of Matt Brown for an infield single. Rodríguez starts off with a slider, and it's in the dirt, ball 1. Koshansky 3 hits on Sunday. Homered in 2 of his last 5 games. 13 home runs on the year. The 1-0 pitch, there goes Stewart. It's inside, the throw to second from Wilson, right on the money for the out. as Stewart is tagged out by Brandon Wood. Caught stealing 2-6 at second base to end the third inning. But the Drillers bring up 3 runs on just 1 hit. There was 1 Traveler error and nobody left. 3 innings complete heading into the 4th. It's the Arkansas Travelers 5 and the Tulsa Drillers 3 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discount you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent for 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Get out today and hit the links. Stone Links. Stone Links Golf Course is rated as one of the best public courses in the state. Sporting beautiful bent grass greens, plus lush fairways and tees. Stone Links has matured over the past 3 years into a true test of golf. Stone Links features reasonable green speed and 18 link-style holes located 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road. Call 945-0945 or Stone Links, or visit online at stonelinks.net.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Moving into the 4th inning at Driller Stadium. Bill Elson on Air America Little Rock. Arkansas Travelers 5, Tulsa Drillers 3. Totals for Arkansas, 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, nobody left. Drillers have scored 3 runs on 3 hits with 1 error and 2 men left. We've already had 3 homers hit today. 3 runs shot by Joe Gaetti of the Drillers. As Matt Pauley takes the first pitch from Stephen Register for a called strike. Aaron Peel started the game for the Travs with a home run. And Matt Brown hit a 3-run homer last inning. 0-1 to Pauley, line drive single in the center. Jordan Zarnicki was playing towards the left field gap, but he comes in to cut it off, and Pauley 2 for 2 with his second single. That's 6 base hits for the Travs off Stephen Register. Leadoff man on base for the 3rd time in 4 innings. Here's Jason Espedo. Check some Texas League scores this inning. On the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard as Register sets and delivers. Espedo hits a little bleeder towards second base. No play at second. Bernier has to flip to first. So Espedo, who hit into a double play in the 2nd inning, able to move Pauley up into scoring position with a slow ground down, bringing up Porter. Big game at Wichita with the Springfield Cardinals trailing the Drillers in the standings by 2 games. And the Cardinals trailing the Wranglers today by 2 runs in the 3rd inning, 3-1. Wichita gets a homer by Mitch Meyer in the 1st inning, his 7th of the year. Greg Porter stands in with Matt Pauley at second base. Pitch from Register to the lefty is low for ball 1. Porter started the Travs' 3rd inning rally with a leadoff double to left and scored on Eric Rodland's bloop single. In fact, Porter scoring the only run of this game that has not come on a homer. It's a 1-0 count. Tulowitzki came in behind the runner, but the pitch is grounded up the middle for a base hit into center field, just past the diving Doug Bernier, and here comes Pauley to score from second base. And that'll give the Travs a 6-3 lead as Greg Porter knocks in his 26th of the season. Now it's Dwayne Bacon coming up. 6 runs against Stephen Register. Hadn't allowed 6 runs in a ball game since losing to Midland, allowing 7 runs on May the 9th. Bacon standing in, 0 for 1. First pitch, a fastball for strike 1 on the outside corner. In that battle of first and second place in the South, Corpus Christi leading Midland 1-0 through 3 innings. Hooks have committed a couple of errors, though. They've gotten around it. 0-1 to Bacon is wide, 1-1. Switch hitting center fielder with Greg Porter at first base. Huge gap in right center field for Bacon with a 1-1 count and 1 away and 1 run home. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Bacon swung very late on that fastball. Strike 2. San Antonio leading Frisco 1-0. That's in the top of the fourth. Frisco begins just one game out of first and a half game out of second in the South Division. 1-2 pitch to Bacon. He left it low, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coming up in 5 days, Corpus Christi will be the beneficiary of a visit from Roger Clemens. 2-2 pitch, bouncer to first base, played by Koshansky. Throws to second. They force out Porter, and the relay is offline, thrown behind the first baseman. Bacon will try for second base, and he'll beat the throw. So that'll be the second error of the game on the Drillers. Charges to Tulowitzki, the shortstop, which puts Bacon into scoring position. Fielder's choice to first base for Bacon. Out at second goes 3-6. And Tulowitzki has now been charged with 2 errors today. Now Aaron Peel bats. Bacon at second, 2 away. And Tulowitzki wanted a pickoff play, but no throw comes. Mention about Roger Clemens pitching for Corpus Christi in 5 days. The pitch to Peel is in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. But the Rocket today is pitching for Lexington in the South Atlantic League, along with his son Kobe Clemens, who started at third base for the Legends. Peel fouls off the 1-0, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rocket Clemens actually allowed a run in 3 innings, but struck out 6. One of the base hits he allowed was a home run by the Lake County center fielder, who must have circled the bases, feeling like he was on top of the world. John Drennan, a young Indian farmhand, taking Roger Clemens deep. Roger Clemens probably started his career before Drennan even was born. 1-1 pitch to Peel. Soft fly to center. Long run for Zarnicki. He gets there and makes the catch. Trabs managed 1 run here in the 4th inning on a couple of base hits and 1 error, and a runner left at second. So the Trabs back in front by 3. Arkansas 6, Tulsa 3. Bottom of the 4th on the way on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
0 is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
faithfully chronicling the Bush administration implosion.
Air America Little Rock.
1380 KDXE North Little Rock.
Back to the bottom of the fourth inning here at Driller Stadium. Travs leading 6-3. Arkansas had a 5-0 lead before Joe Gaetti's 3-run homer in the bottom of the third inning, but Arkansas tacks on another run with an RBI single by Greg Porter, making it 6-3. Joe Koshansky leads off the fourth. He was at the plate when Ian Stewart was the final out of the third, caught stealing by Bobby Wilson. Pitch one to Koshansky is swung on and hit in the air to right center field, not very deep. Dwayne Bacon makes the catch in average depth right center for the out, and Koshansky is 1 for 2. Bringing up Jordan Zarnicki. Major League scores coming out from the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. No finals today, but a couple of games getting into the late innings as Zarnicki digs a hole in the right side of the box and stands in. Ground out in the second, turned into a double play. And here's Rafi's first pitch, and it's on the outside corner. Nice slider for strike one. The Atlanta Braves 4 and the Washington Nationals 3. Alfonso Soriano's 22nd home run. The 0-1 from Zarnicki missing high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Adam LaRoche, number 10 for the Braves. That game's in the 7th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zarnicki, a right-hand batter, hitting .285. 1-1 pitch. Fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. San Diego Padres and the Milwaukee Brewers, bottom of the fourth, 3-0 Milwaukee. Aaron Bush of the Brewers is not allowed a base hit over 4 innings. Rodríguez so far, 1 strikeout. Here's his 1-2 to Zarnicki. Struck him out swinging, got him with a slider. 2 away in the fourth. Houston Astros today to place Roy Oswalt on the disabled list. Strained back muscle, but the Astros already today 4-0 over the Cubs, top of the 5th. Lance Berkman hit home run number 16. Christian Kernel, the batter, fly to right field in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Rafael Rodríguez, first pitch, swing and a foul back. Strike one. Cincinnati got a homer from Felipe Lopez, his 6th. And the Reds lead the Cardinals 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Eric Milton, only 2 hits over the first 3 2/3 innings. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Colonel pops it up. Fair territory, shallow right field. Eric Rodlin calling it, and he'll make the catch from second base. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Rafael Rodríguez. Best inning of the game so far. So the Travelers still have a 6-3 lead going into the top of the 5th here at Tulsa on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headaches, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Uses direct.
AgPro knows your patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Eric Rodland leads off the 5th inning for the Arkansas Travelers. Travs 6 and the Tulsa Drillers 3. Rodland, Brandon Wood, and Matt Brown against Steven Register, who's had 4 tough innings. Pitch on the way, and Rodland will swing and ground to first base. Takes a bad hop, but Koshansky makes a nice play reaching up, fielding it, and beating Rodland to the bag. So Rodland set down for the second time, as the Arkansas second baseman is 1 for 3. Now it'll be Brandon Wood. Wood 0 for 2, but after striking out in the first inning, Wood reached in the third when his routine ground ball to short was booted by Troy Tulowitzki, one of 2 errors by the Driller shortstop today, and that kept the inning alive. Would have been the third out, but Matt Brown followed with a 3-run homer. Pitch from Register is wide, ball 1. Checking the American League scores, the L.A. Angels pounding Tampa Bay 7-1. Irvin Santana has dominated the Devil Rays as Wood gets into a pitch, straightaway center, very high, very deep. Zarnicki at the wall, leaping. It is off of the fence. It'll be a double for Wood as he coasts into second base, standing up, league-leading 22nd double of the year for Brandon Wood, maybe a foot or 2 away from his 3rd home run in 3 games. So a 1-out double brings up Matt Brown, and that is 8 base hits for the Arkansas Travelers. Out of those 8 hits, there have been 4 going for extras, with Porter and Wood hitting double, and Brown with homers. Speaking of Brown, here he is. Matt's 3-run homer came in the 3rd inning following Tulowitzki's error, and made it 5-0 Arkansas, but then Joe Gaetti hit a 3-run shot for the Drillers. And now it's 6-3 Travs. Pitch 1 to Brown is a strike, a fastball inside corner. Santana, by the way, has struck out 7 Devil Rays in 7 innings, allowing just 2 hits and 1 run. He's walked only 1 batter. Tommy Murphy getting a start today. He's 0 for 3. 0-1 to Brown is down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Henry Morales and an RBI single for the Angels, who lead 7-1 at Tampa. Stretched by Register. Check of Wood. 1-1 to Brown is off the outside corner. A slider. Ball 2. Yankees and Red Sox 1-1 tie, bottom 7. Each team a solo homer. Bernie Williams for the Yankees. David Ortiz for the Red Sox. Big Papi 17. 2-1 pitch to Brown. Swing and a miss. Went after a fastball at the ankles. 2-2. Oakland 7, Cleveland 6. 3 homers for the A's. Another one by Frank Thomas, 14 on the year. Eric Chavez at his 13th, and Mark Kotsay, number 6. Former Driller and current Cleveland first baseman Travis Hafner went deep for the 16th time. Grady Sizemore hit his 11th. 2-2 to Brown, and jackknifes out of the way inside, ball 3. Alex Rios hit his 11th home run, helping the Blue Jays to a 5-3 lead at Baltimore in the 7th inning. A couple other games in progress in Chicago and Kansas City. 3-2 pitch. Brown grounds to the hole at short. It'll at least move Wood up. Tulowitzki backhands and throws Brown out at first base, 6-3. Wood over to third base on the second out of the inning to bring up Bobby Wilson. Top 5 at Chicago, and the White Sox trailing the Tigers 3-1. Solo homers by Brandon Inge, Chris Shelton, and Marcus Thames. Inge and Shelton, 12th home runs of the year. Thames is 10th. Jermaine Dye got the only White Sox run with his 17th homer. Here's Wilson, 0 for 2. First pitch ground ball, fair down the third base line. Wood will score from third base, and it's 7-3 Arkansas with Wilson chugging into second base, beating the throw from Joe Gaetti. A double for Bobby Wilson plates Brandon Wood. What was once a 5-run lead for the Tribes went down to 2 runs, but back up to a 4-run cushion as the Tribes have scored in 4 of the 5 innings today. For Bobby Wilson, double number 15, RBI number 22. And the pressure will remain on Steven Register. 7 runs against Register. And of those 7 runs, 4 are earned. Matt Pauley is 2 for 2. He's the batter, left-handed with a man at second. Register will fire a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Register and allowed more than 7 runs in a game this year. Second time it's happened. Backs off Pauley with a slider, and it's 1-1. Register coming off his finest appearance of the season. And they took a hard luck loss 2-1 to San Antonio, allowing only 1 hit over 8 innings. But he's allowed 9 hits and 7 runs today as Pauley grounds to the mound. Nice play, Register reaching out with the glove towards third to make that play. Tulowitzki may have had a play anyway, but it looked prettier from Register. So Arkansas will settle for 1 run on 2 hits, stranding a man at second, but the Travs continue to pound the ball today. Arkansas 7, Tulsa 3, going into the bottom of the 5th on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
You know, to become the best barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, it takes dedicated people like us here at the Pig and Chick that are willing to wake up with the pigs to make sure that we bring home the best of the best in them hogs. Now, it's not the job for everyone, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that every day is the best dang hog day ever. And here at the Pig and Chick, it's always the best. We slow cook our barbecues daily, making sure that it's lip-hugging good. Heck, we're known as the Great American Barbecue House here in Little Rock. We're also known around these parts as having the best dang catfish anywhere. So no matter what you're in the mood for, ribs, catfish, chicken, here at Pig and Chick, you'll always get the best meal in town. So come join us for lunch, dinner, or even let us cater your next event. Here at Pig and Chick, we take catering seriously, and we're going to make sure that your event is a huge success.
Pig in or pig out at Pig and Chick, located at 7824 JFK in Sherwood. Call us for takeout at 834-5456. And it's the same number for catering, 834-5456. Here at Pig and Chick, people start pigging out at 10:30 a.m. daily and don't stop till 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, did I mention the catfish?
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back at Driller Stadium as the Travs have a 7-3 lead over the Tulsa Drillers. This is Phil Elson with a reminder. Travs are starting off a 9-game road trip today and won't be back in town until Thursday, June 15th. Starting off the last series of the first half of the season, it'll be the Wichita Wranglers in town for 4 games. Texas League All-Star Caps Friday, June 16th to the first 1,000 paid adults, courtesy of Arkansas Federal Credit Union and Comcast. 100th season beach towels to the Travs' first 100 paid adults on Saturday, June 17th from Mountain Valley Water and KARK. That's a couple of Fridays and Saturdays away. Doug Bernier begins the 5th inning. Rafael Rodríguez will deliver the first pitch. And Bernier slaps it foul for strike 1. Only one tough inning so far for Rodríguez. It was back in the 3rd. Walked a couple of batters. One man reached on an error. Matt Brown had slipped at third base, forcing that error, but also a 3-run homer by Joe Gaetti. 4 in a row set down. Here's the 0-1. And Bernier backs away from a fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bernier, the 9 batter, struck out leading off the 3rd inning, but then the next 4 batters reached and 3 scored. Troy Tulowitzki on deck, then Seth Smith. Rodríguez looking for the sign. He'll wind, kick, and deliver. Bernier sends a high fly to shallow right field. Matt Pauley is there and finds it in the night sky, makes the catch for out number 1. Getting to the point now where it'll be a little bit tougher to find the ball in the sky. A little bit hazy today here in Tulsa. No clouds are left in the sky, but it is, the air is a little bit thick today. The lights have not yet taken their full effect, and so for the next few minutes, it'll be a little bit tougher to see these fly balls. 1 out, Rodríguez working on a string of 5 consecutive drillers retired. Here's Tulowitzki, right-hander, and a pitch comes down and deep into left center field. Tulowitzki has sent a home run over the left field wall. 8th on the year, second on the game for the Drillers, and that'll make it 7-4 Arkansas. The home run bug continues to bite Rafael Rodríguez. Even though he is holding on to a 3-run lead, that is the 14th home run Rafael has allowed in just 9 starts. Tulowitzki hits his 8th of the year, second against the Travs. And now Seth Smith will step in. Nobody on base and 1 out. Left-hander ready, and here's Rodríguez's first pitch. He got it on the inside corner for a called strike. Smith, back in the first inning, grounded out. Back in the third inning, he walked and scored. Joe Gaetti on deck, and Gaetti has doubled and homered. So this is a big pitch coming up. Here's the 0-1 to Smith. And it's low from Rodríguez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned about Roger Clemens pitching for the Lexington Legends today. He'll be pitching 5 days from now at Corpus Christi against San Antonio. It'll be on Fox Sports Southwest. A 1-1 pitch to Smith. Low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Clemens will finish off his rehab with a performance at Round Rock. And then, presumably, he'll be thrown right into the starting rotation for the Houston Astros, who need all the help they can get for the moment. Oswalt recently put on the DL, and Andy Pettit struggling. 2-1 to Smith. Got into the kitchen, but popped it out of play. Over the third base seats and onto the roof. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Smith with Gaetti waiting. Astros 4 games under 500, 8.5 out. They've lost 5 in a row and are losing today. Two balls, 2 strikes from Rodríguez to Smith. Wilson's target on the low outside corner, and here's the pitch. It is outside. Full count. Rodríguez working pretty deep here. He's been full on 3 previous batters, actually 4 of them. Payoff pitch comes. Smith turns and grounds it foul. Angels, by the way, have upped their lead at Tampa Bay to 9-1. Santana still on in the 8th inning, working on a 2-hitter. Another payoff pitch to Smith. Ball 4, just missing the outside corner. 4th walk allowed by Rodríguez, second to Smith. And here comes Joe Gaetti. Gaetti with 6 total bases over 2 at-bats. Double in the first inning went to left center. Home run in the third went to left. First pitch is swung on and popped up. Foul grounds at first. Greg Porter has a play next to the warning track. Porter makes the catch for the second out. Big confidence booster for a pitcher if he gets a tough batter out on just 1 pitch. So Gaetti was back into the dugout after swinging at that first pitch for out number 2, bringing up Ian Stewart. Ian Stewart flied out in the first inning and walked in the third, but then was caught stealing, ending the frame. 7-4 Travelers here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rodríguez has allowed 1 run here in the 5th on a Tulowitzki solo homer. Pitch to Stewart. Is sent down the left field line, slicing away from Aaron Teal. That is a fair ball. Hits the base of the fence, so Wade Smith around third, and he will score with no play at the plate on a double. Boy, Stewart Went right with that fastball. Rodríguez put it on the outside half of the plate, but again, a little higher than above the belt. And Stewart just goes with it, lines it away from Peel, who had no chance. As it hit the base of the fence, it easily scored Smith all the way from first. So the Travelers, again, down to a 2-run lead. Had a 5-0 lead following the top of the third. And had a 4-run lead, which has been cut to 2 now by Stewart. Here's Chris Iannetta, dangerous all-star catcher with a walk and a fly out to center. He represents the tying run, and Rodríguez delivers a high strike call with a slider, 0-1. You see a lot of dangerous pitches with Rodríguez. He's been falling behind in the count a lot, and occasionally gets away with a big fastball. The 0-1 check swing, he went around on a slider, strike 2. 2 runs in here in the 5th inning after Rodríguez had sent down 5 in a row. Really struggling against the top 4 batters in the Driller order. 0-2 pitch to the 5-hitter. Ball 1, low and away. One and 2 to Iannetta. Koshansky on deck. Long look at the sign for the right-hander. Rodríguez will try for the outside corner. He throws. Strike 3 called on that outside corner. And the inning comes to a close. 2 runs for the Drillers on 2 base hits. 1 man left. And after 5 innings complete in Tulsa, it's the Arkansas Travelers 7 and the Tulsa Drillers 5. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
An accident involving a large truck can cause a lot of damage. If you're injured, you need a law firm that knows what they're doing. And while facts differ and results vary, we've got a verdict as large as $12.5 million in a single tractor-trailer case. Put this experience on your side. Call us at Gary Eubanks & Associates. We'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
1, 2.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh?
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Drillers go into the bullpen to start the 6th inning. Alberto Árias replaces Steven Register. Register a rocky 5 innings. About 9 base hits and 7 runs. 3 of those runs earned. Pardon me, 4 of the runs against Register earned. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 2, but also allowed a pair of home runs and the 9 hits. Jason Espino hits the first pitch from Árias off the first baseman Joe Koshansky behind the bag, and he'll reach first base and wait to see what the call is. Hit the ball really hard. Koshansky was there for the play, backhanding it behind the bag, but it kicked off the heel of his glove and bounced in the air behind him into right field. So there was no play at first base, and again we'll wait for the scoring ruling. There's already been 2 errors committed by the Drillers. If Espino was awarded a hit, it would be the Trav's 10th, and they put up an H on the scoreboard, signifying base hit for Espino, so the 10 hits for Arkansas. Alberto Árias on the mound for the Drillers. 4-2 record, 3.63 ERA. Greg Porter, the batter, takes outside for a ball. Arias has pitched in 21 previous games, 4 as a starter, 15 out of the pen. 37 hits, 44 2/3 innings pitched. Porter is 2 for 2 with a double and an RBI single. The 1-0, he bounces it foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. Arias, standing 5'11", 170 pounds from Santo Domingo. He is 22 years old. Facing Porter with nobody out. Porter windmills the bat, holds it back. Here's the 1-1. Right on the inside corner for a called strike. Of the 5 innings that Register pitched, he allowed a run in 4 of them, pitching only a scoreless second inning. Aaron Peel hit a home run to start the ball game, and Matt Brown hit a 3-run shot in the third. Last 2 RBIs coming from Porter and Bobby Wilson. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. There goes Espino for second, but he will be thrown out at first base instead. Espino taking an aggressive stance on a pitch in the dirt, but as he ran towards second base, he stopped about a fourth of the way, stopped just right in his tracks. Iannetta throws behind Espino, and he more or less walked right into the tag. So he'll be caught stealing 2-3. And nobody on for Porter, 1 out, and a 2-2 pitch coming. Here it is. Swinging a bouncing ball foul. It was hit off of his foot. So still 2-2. So the 10th Traveler base hit, all for naught. Espino caught stealing for the 6th time this year, and that's at least the 4th time that he's been caught on a pitch in the dirt. He retreats back to first base. 2-2 pitches, chopped to second, routine for Doug Bernier as he flips to first. Porter is out number 2. Now to the 9-hole hitter, Dwayne Bacon. Seven runs on 10 base hits for the Travs. Bacon hasn't figured in yet. 0 for 2. 5 runs on 5 hits for the Drillers, as Arias misses low and inside for ball 1. Bacon has flied to left and reached on a fielder's choice. A fastball from Arias, missing inside, ball 2. Nobody on for Bacon. On deck, Aaron Peel. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swings, grounds to the hole at first, but backhand by Koshansky, drops it, recovers, and the flip to the pitcher in time. So the Travs unable to use the leadoff single with Espino caught stealing, then 2 groundouts. Not much for the Travs here in the 6th. Bottom 6 on the way. Arkansas 7, Tulsa 5. On Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always follows the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with the Safe Driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Sand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible rewards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We move to the bottom of the sixth inning, and Rafael Rodríguez stays in the game to try to protect a 2-run lead before handing it over to the bullpen the rest of the way. Phil Elson here on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Transvad leads of 5-0 and 7-3. Now cut to a 2-run advantage for Arkansas. Rodríguez in 5 innings has given up 5 hits and 4 walks, 5 runs, a couple of homers. But Rodríguez, for the most part, has handled the bottom of the order. 4 of the 5 hits and both homers have come from the top 4 slots. 6, 7, and 8 batters against Rafi here in the 6th, beginning with Joe Koshansky, who's 1 for 2. Big lefty had an infield single and a fly ball to center. Rodríguez will deliver the first pitch of the inning for a ball missing low. That was the 90th pitch from Rafael Rodríguez. Good idea that this will be his last inning. 1-0 pitch to Koshansky, swinging a tip for a strike, 1-1. Rodríguez has really only had 2 innings that you could even classify as being routine. Left the man at second base in the first inning and set him down in order in the 4th. The 1-1 pitch, Koshansky swings and lines the base hit over Eric Rodlin. Leaping for that ball at second base. It was just a couple of inches out of reach. Base hit number 6 starts off the Drillers' 6th inning. Koshansky 2 for 3. Jordan Zarnicki comes up 0 for 2. Zarnicki came to the plate with 2 on and nobody out in the second and bounced into a 4-6-3 double play. And Rodríguez struck him out in the 4th inning. Pitch on the way, and it is right down the middle for a call and strike. Zarnicki 4 for his last 21. Right-hander with Brown up at third a little bit. The 0-1 pitch. Let it go. A slider in the dirt. And a nice athletic play by Bobby Wilson to save a wild pitch. 1-1. Wilson has been very active today. Rodríguez has thrown a lot of sliders into the dirt, which is okay if he trusts Wilson. But sooner or later, he's going to have to throw those pitches for strikes. 1-1 to Zarnicki. Fastball missing high. Ball 2. Can't tell if anyone's warming up in the Traveler bullpen, but there's only one person sitting on the bench. It looks like someone must be warming up. 2-1 pitch. Zarnicki fouled it back, unloading on a fastball that may have been on the outside half. Big cut there, but just missed putting it into play. 2-2. Right-hander sets, looking for strikeout number 4. The 2-2 pitch to Zarnicki is thrown away. A fastball above his head. No chance for Wilson to catch that one. So a wild pitch pushes Koshansky to second base. Fifth wild pitch thrown by Rodríguez this season. And an ill time to throw that wild pitch. That takes away the chance for a double play. Zarnicki does represent the tying run. He's hit 6 homers this year. Took 5 in the first month of the season. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 outside. Rodríguez disagreeing with the call, but our plate umpire got it right. 5th walk thrown by Rodríguez, and that ties a season high. He's achieved that feat 3 times now. Tyrone Boykin out of the Arkansas dugout, and he will bring the entire infield for a meeting on the hill. Rodríguez not pitching well today. The Drillers certainly could have more than 5 runs. They've hit 2 homers, hit 5 walks, but also Tulsa has left 4 men on base. And 1 man thrown out on an attempted steal and a double play. So Rodríguez will not get through the 6th inning. Rafi is taken out. Ty Boykin will go to the bullpen a little bit early today. Rodríguez walks past the plate umpire shaking his head, but I don't think he can blame his numbers today on the plate umpire. So our new pitcher comes in. That looks like Rich Thompson. 7-5 Travelers will take a 60-second break for the AT&T call to the bullpen. Talk, surf, watch, go, and save. Do it all and get it all with services from the new AT&T. Your world delivered. It's Rich Thompson on the hill for the Travs. 7-5 Arkansas in the 6 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Kirk Woolsey, we happen to know that you are the world's worst backseat driver, which means, Kirk, that you like to be in control. So check out ATT.com. You can see all our best deals, like 12 months of true high-speed internet for just $12.99 a month when you order online. If you switch from your old cable company, you even get 3 months free. And with AT&T Account Manager, you can see your account activity, add services, and pay your bills online, all in one place. So that's Kirk's world. For everybody who's not Kirk, if ATT.com can deliver online control to him, it can do the same for you. Switch to the new AT&T at ATT.com, and you'll be in the driver's seat, as long as you're not riding with Kirk. SBC is now the new AT&T. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, levy charges, and federal universal service cost recovery fee extra. High-speed internet and credit applied after 3 months paid service and excludes FUSF cost recovery and other fees. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit att.com/offer details. Not available in all areas.
Matt? Replaces Rafael Rodríguez here in the 6th inning with 2 on and nobody out. He inherits the tying run on base with a 7-5 Traveler lead here in the 6th inning. Thompson, who has struggled recently, walking 6 batters over the last inning he's pitched, including 7 runs during the last 2 outings. Installed here in the 6th inning in a sack bunt situation for Christian Colonel, but he does not square around. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Took a big hack of a slider from Thompson for an 0-1 count. 21st game for Thompson. He saved 4, but taken out of the closer's role and had some trouble throwing strikes. 1-1 the count. Corners up. Here's the pitch. Colonel squares, brings it back, and lines the bases to left field. Aaron Keel got a good charge on that one, and the bases will be loaded with nobody out. As Stu Cole holds Koshansky at third base, so Doug Vernier will step up with the bases loaded and nobody out. Tying run at second base for the Drillers. Travs had a 5-0 lead after the top of the 3rd, and after the Drillers cut it to 5-3, Travs put up a run on the 4th and the 5th with a 4-run cushion. Tulsa scored twice last inning, and now they are set up for a very big inning. Doug Vernier about to stand in. Bases loaded, no outs. The Travs play for 2 on the infield. Vernier takes the first pitch for a called strike. He's 0 for 2, struck out, and fly to right. Vernier only 6 runs batted in this year. Here's an opportunity for 4/6 of that. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball up high from Thompson, 1-1. Thompson's last outing inherited a 7-run lead against Midland on Saturday. In the 9th inning, he walked the bases loaded after getting a strikeout on a wild pitch. A 1-1 foul ball out of play by Vernier. Good pitch on the hand, strike 2. The game before that, Thompson pitched in the doubleheader. Second game against Frisco last week, 1 week from today, gave up 4 runs in 1 inning, so it's only been used for 1 inning over the last week. Thompson's arm should be pretty fresh. The 1-2 pitch to Vernier. Fastball popped him up. Infield fly is going to have to be called. Third baseman Brown calling it. And Brown makes the catch one step away from the mound, one away. Big first out there for Thompson. That should instill some confidence. But now it gets a lot tougher. Here comes all-star shortstop Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki, who is 1 for 3 with a solo homer today for the Drillers, has just killed the Travs. Entered this game batting .408 games against Arkansas. 5 doubles and a homer. Then he homered in the 5th inning. Here's a stretch by Thompson to the righty. He delivers. Tulowitzki swings and misses on a slider. Strike one. Tulowitzki is 0 for 4 with the bases loaded, delivering just 1 RBI. Drillers have 1 grand slam hit by Seth Smith, and he did that against the Travs last month. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Thompson. Another slider that Tulowitzki laid off for a ball, 1-1. Joe Koshansky at third base, and at second, Jordan Zarnicki, Christian Colonel at first. The starter, Rodríguez, is responsible for Koshansky and Zarnicki. Thompson would be the owner of Colonel's run, and Colonel represents the go-ahead score. 1-1 pitch. Tulowitzki lays off in the dirt, ball 2. Balls, 1 strike. Thompson has nowhere to put him as he entered with the bases loaded. He's walked 24 batters in 29 2/3 innings. Tulowitzki also has a decent eye. Infield looks for a ground ball. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a little looper. Diving pitch by Eric Rodlin to save a run. Each runner retreats back to the base, and these Driller fans acknowledging a spectacular play made by Eric Rodlin, diving for a sinking line drive that was angling away from him, and not only taking away a base hit from Troy Tulowitzki, but he may have just saved the lead for the Arkansas Travelers. That'll get 2 stars next to Eric Rodlin's name. So Tulowitzki hit it well, but not well enough. Seth Smith stands in. 0 for 1, but 2 walks, a left-hander. Thompson delivers outside, ball 1. I mentioned Seth Smith has hit the only Driller grand slam. It came against the Travs off of Alan Buckley. Smith grounded out of the first, walked in the 3rd and the 5th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Thompson. A fastball for strike 1. Arkansas 7, Tulsa 5. The last of the 6th inning, and this is the best opportunity for the Drillers to tie the game or take the lead. Smith with 26 RBIs on the year, 12 against Arkansas. Thompson is set. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Smith fouls it over the third base seat. Strike 2. Thompson is 1 pitch away from getting out of a bases-loaded, no-out jam. There haven't been many of those situations that Traveler pitchers have been able to work out of. But it's not over yet. The 1-2 pitch to Smith. Breaking ball just missed inside, 2-2. Traveler pitchers this year allowing a .324 batting average with the bases loaded. There have been various wild pitches and bases-loaded walks to go along with the 23 hits that Arkansas pitchers have allowed to the bases juice. Thompson looking at second, steps off. Smith out of the box as well. Now Rich eyeing the sign from Bobby Wilson. Runners out to the lead. 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, caught him looking. Strike 3. Rich Thompson, who could not get an out in his last time as a pitcher on Saturday against Midland, comes in here in the 6th inning with the bases loaded, nobody out. He leaves them loaded, And we'll go into the 7th inning with the Travelers leading 7-5 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Make your plans now to see the best racing under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. You won't want to miss another incredible finish like this one from 2002.
Here we come once again. It's going to be at the line. The winner's going to be Sam Ornick Jr. by 96-10. Second.
The Oak Creek Homes qualifying day for the IRL and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be Thursday, June 8th. And on Friday, June 9th, David Starr, Dennis Setzer, Todd Boda, and the rest of the Craftsman Truck Series will go door to door and heat up the asphalt in the Samstown 400. But the weekend would not be complete without the fearless drivers of the Indy Racing League at speeds over 200 miles per hour in the Bombardier Learjet 500 Saturday night, June 10th. Could it be Dan Weldon, Sam Hornish Jr., Tony Kanaan, or Danica Patrick claiming the Texas victory? Don't miss the action under the lights. Call 817-215-8500 or visit TexasMotorspeedway.com. Texas Motor Speedway, celebrating 10 years strong.
Do you have an interest in broadcasting, enjoy baseball, and are looking for a part-time job opportunity? Well, maybe we have what you're looking for. KDXE AM 1380 is the home for Arkansas Travelers baseball, and we need to add to our staff of board operators for Travelers games. Your responsibility will involve the process of putting Arkansas Travelers games on the air. The work schedule includes weeknights and weekends shared with other staff board operators. No experience in broadcasting is necessary, and learning our system for game broadcasts is easy. If you're interested, give us a call at 501-221-1380. That's 501-221-1380.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers baseball.
Coming into the 7th inning, Travelers still in front, 7-5, and a muggy, humid night here in Tulsa with an area that a tornado came through earlier today, but it did not kill baseball in Driller Stadium. Alberto Árias delivers the first pitch of the inning to Aaron Peel for a called strike. Peel started the game with a homer, 0 for 2 since. Swings at the 0-1, fouls it back, 0-2. Eric Rodlin on deck, then Brandon Wood. Árias in his second relief inning in relief of the starting pitcher Steven Register. Pitch on the way. Field takes up high. Field has grounded to third and flied out since his first inning home run. Swing at the pitch and a little lubber foul down the third base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Peel. Register 7 runs in 5 innings, 4 earned. Rafael Rodríguez's line is also complete. 5 innings, 5 runs, 2 earned. Árias delivers. Peel chops to first base, picked up by Koshansky on the short bounce. Flips to the pitcher, and Peel is safe at first. He beats the throw as Árias was slow covering at the bag. It'll be a base hit for Peel. The Boo Birds come out directing their ire at the umpire, but you should really direct their anger at Alberto Árias, who was late in covering at first base on what should have been a routine play. So Peel legs out his second base hit of the night, bringing up Eric Rodlin. And there goes Peel running. Rodlin chops to second. Bernier will make the play and throw Rodlin out. And so Eric 1 for 4, but he moves Peel to second base. Rodlin made perhaps the play of, seriously, the last week or so for the Travs defensively. A spectacular diving catch of a line drive that would have brought in the tying run. And then does the workmanlike job of moving an insurance run to second base. Brandon Wood will stand in. Last time Wood batted, he cracked a double off the center field wall and scored on a Bobby Wilson base hit. Árias sets. Checks second and deals to Wood under the knees, ball 1. Here are your totals. The Travelers 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. Arkansas is stranded 2. The Drillers 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, leaving 6 men on base. 1-0 pitch to Brandon Wood. A slider, strike inside corner. Wood 1 for 3. Called out on strikes in his first at-bat, reached on an error in his second, which led to a Matt Brown 3-run homer, and a double last time up. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Brandon, a check swing on a breaking ball. They will appeal. And the base umpire, well, couldn't tell what he said. Scoreboard says ball, and apparently he said he didn't go. Guy never made a move. 2-1 count to Brandon, who's on an 11-game hit streak, counting his double earlier today. Here's the pitch from Árias. Ground ball, fair down the third base line. Another double for Brandon Wood. As Aaron Peel touches third and rounds, he will score. Wood around second, trying for a triple. He puts on the brakes at the right time and scampers back into second base with double number 23 on the season. 8-5 Arkansas with Wood knocking in his 42nd run of the year. Third baseman, Matt Brown. Run scores off Árias here in the 7th inning, and the Travs back to a 3-run cushion. Not only does Wood lead the league now with 23 doubles, but his 36 extra base hits also a league-leading total. Matt Brown is 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer. And a pitch hit in the air towards right center field, converging the outfielders on a shallow fly. Sliding Seth Smith couldn't make the play. Wood will advance to third. Brown sliding into second with a double. Back-to-back doubles here, but the only reason Wood doesn't score is that he had to hold up to see whether or not Seth Smith made the catch on a sliding attempt in right. Base hit number 13 for the Travelers. And now with Bobby Wilson coming up, this is a chance to get back ahead by 5 runs. Second and third, 1 out. And Wilson doubled last time up to knock home a run. Wilson 1 for 3. Right-hand batter, the infield playing for an out at home. Pitch on the way. Wilson takes 1 ball low and outside. Árias had a rather easy 6th inning, but getting into trouble immediately here in the 7th. All started when he failed to cover first base. 1-0 pitch. Wilson backs away, jumping out of the fastball, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Ian Stewart, Troy Tulowitzki, Doug Bernier, Joe Koshansky on the infield. It's Stewart playing deep. Other infielders halfway in. 2-0 pitch is fouled at the plate off Wilson's left foot. Two balls on a strike. Packed house here at Driller Stadium. The Drillers coming off of a 7-game road trip where they won 5 of 7 at San Antonio and Corpus Christi. And a 9-game homestand. 2-1 pitch to Wilson. Slider called strike 2. Got that high strike call to even the count. 1 out. 2 men on base. First base is open. Matt Pauley on deck. Pauley a couple of singles. 2-2 pitch to Wilson. Swing a ground ball to short. They'll try to score Wood. Here's Tulowitzki's throw. Wood comes right into Iannetta and cannot take him away from the baseball. Wood out, 6-2. So Wood running on contact, forcing Tulowitzki's perfect throw. It'll be first and third for the Travelers with Brown at third and Wilson on the fielder's choice at first base. Smart play by Iannetta. Wood coming right into him with the elbows high, but Iannetta tagged him and stepped out of the way instead of absorbing the blow. Well, Brandon Wood, I would think, as tall of a kid as he is, could probably give a pretty good blow to a catcher. He could knock him over. Matt Pauley steps up, first and third, 2 outs, 1 run home. Pauley has a couple of singles to his credit. The right field and the center, and is tapped to the mound. Here's a pitch from Árias. Missed outside, ball 1. 16 ivory eyes for Matt Pauley. 32 on the season. 16 at each level, single A Rancho and double A Arkansas. Arias stretches and delivers 1-0, and it's tapped to third. Easy play for Stewart. Loves it. Flips over to first. And Pauly strands a couple of men on base. The Travelers manage 1 run in the 7th inning on 3 base hits. They leave 2 men on, and we'll go to the 7th inning stretch. Heading to the bottom of the 7th, Arkansas 8 and Tulsa 5. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
He's been a sports anchor on TV. He's reported on games of the Kansas City Chiefs. He hosts NFL postgame shows week after week. But he still hasn't quit his day job. Gordon Docking is the Chief Executive Officer of St. Mary's Hospital in suburban Kansas City. He's distinguished himself nationally as an innovator in healthcare, impacting the design of the hospitals of tomorrow. But before he was CEO, he was a master's degree student at Webster University. Today, he's an achiever in many walks of life. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Hitting on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at travs.com. Purchase tickets, Travs souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.travs.com.
Liberal progressive radio. It's kind of like a dream come true. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDX North Little Rock.
Coming out of the bottom of the 7th inning, the Travelers have built up a 3-run lead. It is their 3rd lead of 3 or more runs. Travs had as big of a lead as 5-0 following the top half of the 3rd inning. Had a lead as small as 1 run after the 1st. Joe Gaetti begins the 7th. Rich Thompson fires a slider for strike 1. Thompson left the bases loaded in the 6th inning in relief of Rafael Rodríguez. Gaetti 2 for 3, and a pitch to the right-hander is another called strike on that snapping slider from Thompson. Gaetti doubled off Rodríguez in the 1st and then cracked a 3-run homer in the 3rd. Rodríguez got him to foul out in the 5th. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Gaetti swings and misses, and Thompson strikes him out with a hard, high one. One out, no one on for the cleanup batter, Ian Stewart. It's the 2nd strikeout in a row for Rich Thompson. Rodríguez struck out 2 batters in 5 innings. Stewart knocked home the last driller run with a double in the 5th inning to the left field corner. Left-hander has been on base twice. Brown off the line at 3rd, and the pitch to Stewart is down and away, ball 1. Stewart fly to right field in his first at-bat. Rodríguez walked him in the 3rd, but Stewart was caught stealing by Bobby Wilson in that double in the 5th. Here's a 1-0 pitch from Thompson. Hit in the air and deep by Stewart for right field. Matt Pauly at the warning track stops. Has a read, now comes in and makes the catch 5 feet in front of the track for out number 2. Stewart, a high fly ball. That might have been the highest fly ball of the night. It didn't have as much distance as was expected. He may have golfed it like a 9-iron. 2 outs. Here's Iannetta. Iannetta 0 for 2. And he's also walked, fly to center, and been called out on strikes. Thompson winds and deals. A slider missing low, ball 1. See just how long Thompson can keep throwing. It looks effective at the moment. A 1-0 pitch on the way. Iannetta swings and fouls back a fastball, 1-1. Rich Thompson, 4 saves and 24 strikeouts in 30 innings coming into the game. He's been overpowering at times, but he's been very inconsistent. The 1-1 pitch. Almost hit Iannetta. Just missed that left arm. Ball 2. Thompson can be electric when he's throwing strikes. May be the best pitcher on the staff. The 2-1 to Iannetta. Fastball, strike 2 called on the inside corner. He'll come at the low to mid-90s with a devastating slider, but if Thompson's not on, he's his own worst enemy. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Iannetta swings, lines a base hit over third. Aaron Peel chasing it, cuts it off in front of the track. Iannetta makes the turn. Here's the throw, not in time. Brandon Wood cut it off at shortstop, and that may have slowed down the throw to second base, but Iannetta connects on his 7th double of the season, and the Drillers bring Joe Koshansky to the plate. Base hit number 8 for the Drillers, the second off of Thompson. Still a 3-run Arkansas cushion is safe for the moment. Koshansky 2 for 3. Infield single in the second, fly to center in the 4th, and a base hit to right field in the 6th inning. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Koshansky now hitting .306 with a Tulsa high 13 homers. Shifted over to the right side of the defense. The 1-0 pitch is popped out of play into the third base seat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Drillers continue to have chances. They left runners in scoring position in the first and second innings before having a man thrown out to end the third. Ian Stewart left at second base in the 5th inning, and the base is left loaded in the 6th. Man at second here for Koshansky with a 1-1 count and 2 away. And the pitch from Thompson is a fastball just under Koshansky's knee. Koshansky with 45 runs batted in. Ranking 3rd in the Texas League. He's knocked in 10 against Arkansas. The pitch. Swing and a miss with that heavy Thompson slider. Strike 2. Thompson eyeing the sign from Bobby Wilson. Koshansky digs in and readjusts his helmet. Into the stretch, the Australian native delivers a 2-2. Swing, a line drive to left. Peel is there, backing up to make the catch. Thompson pitches a scoreless 7th inning, stranding Iannetta at second base. And after 7 innings complete, we will go to the 8th. The Arkansas Travelers 8 and the Tulsa Drillers 5 on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Ameripride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. Ameripride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an Ameripride consultant. Also specializing in the finest quality table linens, rental mats, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for Ameripride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Coming back to Driller Stadium, 7 innings in the books. Arkansas 8, Tulsa 5. Phil Elson with you here at the press box at Driller Stadium. Arkansas trying to start off this road trip with a 3rd win in a row. Alberto Árias in his third relief inning, facing the bottom three hitters of the order. Jason Espedo will foul the first pitch off for strike one. It'll be Espedo followed by Greg Porter and Dwayne Bacon. Árias in 2 innings has allowed 1 run on 4 base hits. The 0-1 pitch. Espedo takes a slider inside. Jason 1 for 3. Double play in the second. Ground ball to second base in the 4th inning and a base hit in the 6th, but he was caught stealing. 1-1 pitch, a high strike call with a fastball 1-2. Árias has not recorded a strikeout yet. Here's the righty's pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3 call, right down the middle. The plate umpire has a rather odd way of calling a third strike. And that was a beautiful pitch by Árias. Backdoor slider. The plate umpire kind of raises his right hand off to the right and extends it fully with his thumb down, as if he's waving somebody off towards the right side. That's his called third strike. I'm going to miss the replacement umpire's third strike calls. They've been entertaining. Here's Greg Porter, 2 for 3. Pitch to Greg inside, ball 1. Porter scored the second Arkansas run after leading the 3rd inning off with a double. He would score an Eric Rodland bloop single. And then Porter knocked home a run of the 4th. Check swing foul ball under the net, 1-1. Porter's RBI single coming in the 4th inning, scoring Matt Pauley. Last time up, Porter grounded out. 8-5 Travs here in the 8th inning. Arkansas losing 9 of 10 to the Tulsa Drillers, but trying to turn things around today. The 1-1 pitch hit hard up the middle and a base hit to center field. Hanging slider by Árias turns into Greg Porter's 3rd base knock of the night. Porter leading the way for the Travs with a 3-base hit. He had been struggling recently until Sunday. Time called by the Driller dugout, and Stu Cole makes his way onto the field, the first-year Driller manager. Going to talk with Alberto Árias, who's in his 3rd inning of relief from Stephen Register. And Cole points out towards the bullpen, so that's going to be it. Árias lasting 2 1/3 innings, giving up 5 base hits as of now just 1 run. Another call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. AT&T Wi-Fi is proud to present wireless internet at Raywinder Field all season long. Just bring your wireless-capable PDA or wireless laptop to Raywinder and go into the Traveler's office, ask for a coupon for free wireless internet access all game long. It's brought to you by the folks at AT&T Wi-Fi. The new AT&T, your world delivered. We'll tell you who the new Driller pitcher is after a 60-second break. For the Travelers on top of Tulsa in the 8th inning, 8-5. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Laura, what's up with those CDs you borrowed from Mariana and never gave back, huh? Listen, if you need music, sign up with the new AT&T. Get digital satellite TV so you can watch concerts, and high-speed internet so you can get the music you want fast. And give Mariana her CDs back. All that, plus local and long distance for under $90. So that's Laura's world. For everybody that's not Laura, if we can deliver options to her, we can deliver the right plan for you, too. Digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and local and long distance for under $90. Add Singular Wireless and save even more. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT or visit thenewatt.com today. Oh, and Mariana, you're welcome. SBC, now joined with AT&T, proud sponsor of the 2006 U.S. Olympic team. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, other charges, and the Federal Universal Service Cost Recovery Fee Extra. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-270-0397 toll-free or visit att.com/bundle details. Not available in all areas.
Judd Songster is the new pitcher for the Tulsa Drillers. He replaces Alberto Árias here in the 8th, with Arkansas leading by a score of 8-5 here in Tulsa. Alberto Árias went 2 1/3 innings, allowing 5 hits and 1 run. He's responsible for Greg Porter at first base. Árias struck out a batter and does not figure into the decision. Songster, tall at 6'3", 195 pounds. Forkball, fastball specialist from North Platte, Nebraska. 15th appearance of the season with 1 win, no losses, and a 3.68 ERA. Songster, the third driller pitcher of the night, allowing only a 185 batting average. And he struck out 15 in 14 2/3 innings. Just the second appearance for Songster after coming off the disabled list. He had missed a month with a groin and hip injury. And it's Dwayne Bacon who started off against him. Here's the first pitch to Bacon. Forkball for a strike. Porter at first base with a 1-out single chasing Arias. Bacon 0 for 3. He has flied to left, reached on the fielder's choice, and grounded to first base. Stewart playing up at third to guard a bunt. Songster's 0-1 pitch to Bacon. Fastball called strike 2. Arkansas with 14 base hits. Bacon looking for his first. 0-2 pitch from Songster. Fastball low, ball 1. Bacon, the only Trav that has started today without a base hit. Porter a short lead as the 1-2 comes and misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wichita has taken a 7-4 lead over Springfield. Wranglers scored 3 times in the 5th inning to break a 4-4 tie. Reed Gurecki homers for the Cardinals is 12th. Mitch Meyer for the Wranglers, number 7. 2-2 to Bacon. Down and outside, good eye on a changeup. And Bacon brings the count full. Corpus Christi leading Midland 4-1. In the 8th inning at Whataburger Field, Corpus, of course, leading the South by a half game over Midland, 1 game over Frisco. 3-2, there goes Porter. Up high, ball 4. 2 on, 1 out for Aaron Peel as Bacon brought an 0-2 count all the way back and becomes the first Traveler batter to walk today. Aaron Peel started the game with a home run to left, then grounded out and flied out, but in the 7th inning, beat out a ground ball to first and scored on a Brandon Wood double. That made it 8-5 Arkansas, and that's still the score. They'll play for 2 on the infield with 1 out. Peel, a right-handed batter. Songster delivers, and Peel sends a high fly foul over the right field side, strike 1. Greg Porter at second base and Dwayne Bacon at first. Travs today have stranded 4 men on base, all coming since the 4th inning. Songster is ready with an 0-1 count, and the pitch to Peel is up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield straight away. Not giving the corners or the gaps. Songster takes a look at Porter, throws the 1-1, and Peel swings over a curveball, strike 2. Songster had missed from May 4th till June 4th with that groin injury and appeared in a game 2 nights ago at Corpus, throwing 1 scoreless inning. 1-2 pitch to Peel. Swing and a miss. He struck out on that forkball. 2 away in the 8th inning, both on a strikeout. Now it's Eric Rodlin coming up. Rodlin's had a hand on both sides of the baseball today with an RBI single and a run scored in the 3rd inning and a diving catch on a line drive with the bases loaded hit by Troy Tulowitzki, which kept the Drillers off the scoreboard in the 6th. So here's Rodland with a chance to push home a 9th run. First pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Good location by Judge Songster, who's been anywhere but right down the middle. Rodland has grounded out 3 times besides that bloop single in the 3rd that he poked into left. 0-1 pitch. Up high to Rodland, 1-1. That other Texas League game, by the way, with third place Frisco leading San Antonio 2-1 in the 7th inning. And the Riders still in contention, just a game out with 13 left to go. 1 ball, 1 strike. Songster checking Porter. Dealing to Rodland, another high fastball. 2-1. Travs have been held off the scoreboard in just 2 of 7 innings today. There were 2 outs here in the 8th. They still haven't scored a run. Songster deals. Ball 3 outside. Gentleman in a cowboy hat had slipped and fallen on the aluminum stairways, but seems to be okay. Gets back up to a little cheers. 3-1 pitch to Rodland. Fastball called strike outside corner. That'll bring it full. And with all the rain that came through Tulsa earlier today and the fact that there was no power at the ballpark, maybe some slick spots on the aluminum stairways. Still, they announced a crowd of over 9,000 at Driller Stadium on a Tuesday on a free ticket night. Payoff pitch. Rodland takes strike 3 at the knees and ends the 8th inning. Another close one there. The Drillers pitchers combined to strike out the side. Arkansas, no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left. The bottom of the 8th coming up. Travs 8, Drillers 5 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Last of the 8th inning at Driller Stadium. Rich Thompson back on for a 3rd relief inning. The Traveler righty has reached down into his bag of tricks, tossed a couple of scoreless innings, stranding 4 men in the 6th and the 7th innings combined. Jordan Zarnicki leads off the 8th against Thompson. Has allowed a couple of hits, but struck out a pair. Zarnicki is the only man Thompson hasn't faced in the Driller starting 9. First pitch is a slider, a big one, strike 1 called. Zarnicki 0 for 2, double play, strikeout, walk. Colonel and Bernier next as Thompson winds up and deals. Another slider, and Zarnicki hits it a ton to deep left field. High and deep. Aaron Peel at the wall. Leaps. It is gone. 3rd home run for the Drillers. Zarnicki's 7th, but it's just a leadoff shot, making it 8-6. Thompson went back to that breaking ball that he's used to get ahead. But hung that time, and Zarnicki was just sitting on it. Third Driller homer, second of a solo variety. And it's back to a 2-run lead for the Travs as Colonel stands in and swings and fouls one away for a strike. Again, you never know if anyone's warming up at Driller Stadium because the bullpens are located where nobody can see them. Colonel singled to left against Thompson in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3. The pitch, a slider, tight, 1-1. Now, you got to think about what Travs manager Ty Boykin's mind process is at a situation like this, knowing full well that just about every decision he's made with the bullpen has backfired. 1-1 is fought off the fifth into the second deck behind first base, strike 2. Kyle Edens is not available after throwing 3 innings on Sunday. Thompson usually the closer, but he's going into his 3rd inning of relief here. A 1-2 pitch to Colonel. Fastball, and he almost hit him. As Colonel dives into the plate with his natural stroke, he almost got it on the chest. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That can be an effective pitch. What does Thompson come with after buzzing him? And here is the delivery. Fastball inside on a check swing. They'll say he didn't go. Tying run on deck, Bernier. Thompson delivers to Colonel, the 3-2 swing and a ground ball foul, pulling it past the manager at third base. Rafael Rodríguez, the pitcher of record for the Travelers, allowed 5 runs, 2 earned in 5 innings. Even register for the Drillers. Gave up 7 runs, 4 earned in 5 innings. Another payoff on the way. Here it is. Fly ball by Colonel down the right field line. Matt Pauley still going after it, but that is out of play. Trav's bullpen needs to record 6 more outs. Thompson doing everything he can to try to get the first out of the 8th. Another 3-2 pitch to Colonel. Ball 4. Slider a little bit under the knee. Walk number 6 allowed by the Travelers staff, the first from Thompson. And it's Doug Bernier coming up. Bernier last batted in the 6th inning with the bases loaded and no outs. That's where Thompson started to bear down, getting the 9-batter to pop up. Man at first, no outs. Bernier squares and takes a pitch for a strike throw to first by Wilson. Almost picks off Colonel, but he's back. Nothing in 1, the count on Bernier. Struck out, fly to right, and popped out. Colonel, the runner at first, 5 steals, 8 tries. Brown, the cut of the grass at third base. Bernier squares. Here it is. Outside, ball 1. Brown coming over from third base to talk with Rich on the hill. Bernier hasn't offered at either of the first 2 pitches, though he's shortened up on the bat twice. Brown creeping further in at third base. Here's a pitch. Bernier bunts it along the line at first. It'll be played by Thompson, and he's going to tag the batter out. But that does move Colonel to second base. So Bernier's sacrifice will be 1 unassisted, moving Colonel into scoring position for the top of the order. Troy Tulowitzki coming up. Tulowitzki has hit the ball hard a couple of times after flying to center in his first at-bat and reaching on an error in the third. homered in the fifth against Rodríguez, and with the bases loaded in the sixth inning, hit a hard line drive that Eric Rodlin dove to catch. Pitch to Tulowitzki. Slider outside, 1-0. Thompson cycling through the order the second time. He's allowed 1 run on 3 base hits in 2 1/3 innings. Runner at second, Colonel. The 1-0 to Tulowitzki is lined towards the hole. Backhand by Wood from short left field. His throw in time. Spectacular play by Brandon Wood on a sharp line drive hit to the hole at shortstop. As it hit the dirt right of the cut of the grass, that's where Wood fielded it. Straightened up and beats Tulowitzki to first base with a very accurate, hard throw. Not only that, but he holds Colonel at second base. So a star next to the name of Brandon Wood as Tulowitzki is robbed for his second at-bat in a row. Now Seth Smith stands in, 0 for 2, but a couple of walks. Thompson from the stretch. Smith hits it in the air to straightaway center, not deep. Bacon back a few steps, waits, reaches up, and makes the catch. So Thompson allows the leadoff homer, but he keeps the lead at 2 runs. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. Travelers 8, Drillers 6. We go to the 9th on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
No, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
0 is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Coming into the 9th inning, the Arkansas Travelers have their final chance to add to the lead they have led ever since the first swing of the game. Aaron Peel's leadoff home run set the tone of this game, as the Travs and Drillers have combined for 14 runs, 23 hits. There's been 5 home runs hit, 2 by Arkansas, 3 by the Drillers. Travs, meanwhile, have been held scoreless in just 3 of the first 8 innings. Judge Songster kept them off the scoreboard in the 8th. Here comes Brandon Wood to lead off the 9th, looking for his 3rd base hit of the game. Wood, a couple of doubles, 2 for 4, with an RBI and twice has scored. Songster will miss with a fastball outside to begin the inning, followed by Matt Brown and Bobby Wilson, each with at least 1 extra base hit. Here's the 1-0 to Brandon Wood. Inside, ball 2. Pitcher of record for the Drillers, Stephen Register, the starter. Arkansas scored 7 runs against Register in just 5 innings, and Wood doubled against him in the 5th. The 2-0 pitch is low, ball 3. And if Songster comes with a pitch right down the middle, you can expect to have Wood swing at that and try to knock it out of the park. He's homered in 2 straight games. And if Songster gives in, it could be another one. Here it is. He swings and pops it out of play. Didn't go after a very hittable pitch. It looked like it may have been down and in. Wood over the 5 games in the month of June has 11 hits, 3 homers, 4 doubles. 3-1 pitch is fouled into the Traveler dugout, swinging at a fastball, bringing it full 3-2. Two on the right-hand hitting Traveler shortstop. And here's Songster's pitch. Swing, a pop-up, shallow left. It's the third baseman, Stewart. And Tulowitzki, Stewart making the call. Stewart makes the catch, and Wood is set down for the third time, 2 for 5. Now it's Brown coming up. Brown, possibly the biggest hit of the game for the Travs, a 3-run homer in the third inning. Gave them a 5-0 lead. Brown 2 for 4. Now 8-6 Arkansas in the ninth. 1 out, nobody on. Songster from the stretch delivers. Fastball up high, 1-0. When we get to the bottom of the ninth inning, the Drillers send up their 3-hitter Gaetti, followed by Ian Stewart and Chris Iannetta. So it'll be a tough inning, whoever pitches for the Travs. The 1-0 to Brown, off speed low, 2-0. Now, Rich Thompson has thrown 46 pitches over 3 innings, allowing 1 run on 4 hits. He may be a good bet to come out for the ninth. 2-0 to Brown. Swing, a line drive foul over the tarp next to the Arkansas bullpen bench. Strike 1. Thing about having Thompson come back out for another inning is just based upon previous experiences. Couldn't do much worse than have Thompson come out for a fourth. 2-1 off speed down the middle, strike 2. Thompson usually would come out for the ninth inning. Really, there's no other reliever that the Travs have to go to in the ninth inning for the save. Pitch to Brown. Swing, a fly ball, right center, hit it deep. Zarnicki a long sprint, but he gets out there and makes the catch. And Brown is the second out of the inning. It's 4 in a row set down by Judd Songster. Now, the Travs have not been set down in order once today. In fact, there's only been 1 string of 3 consecutive batters retired by a Driller pitcher. And that was actually 4 in a row from the first to the second by register after Peel's home run. Wilson 1 for 4 with an RBI double. Backs away from a fastball at his belly, inside 1-0. 8-6 Arkansas, 2 outs, top 9. The 1-0 to Wilson. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Way in front of that slow ball thrown by Songster. Songster will try for the outside corner. The 1-1 pitch. Missed low, ball 2. Songster with your classic over-the-top delivery. Sort of short arms the ball. He'll get a lot of movement. The 2-1 to Wilson. Almost hit him. Raised his bat above it. Ball 3. On deck, Matt Pauley. Wilson looking for something to crush. Songster's pitch. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of that off-speed ball. Boy, when Wilson swings and misses, he really loads up on that cut. It's obvious Bobby Wilson up there, a guest hitter. But it works for him. Payoff on the way. Wilson swings and misses, strikes out on another off-speed pitch. Songster sets down the final 5 Travelers, striking out 3 of them. So the Travs go down in order for the first time tonight, but still Arkansas takes an 8-6 lead to the bottom of the ninth inning after this on Air America Little Rock 1380 KTXE.
Since 1901, the Arkansas Travelers have been making memories in the natural state, like John Young launching a home run over the Mills Freeway to win the '77 Texas League title. People still talk about the explosive performances of Captain Dynamite or the Travs leadoff batter for the 1976 season, 3'4" Roscoe P. Stidman, and the unbelievable home run heroics of recent Travs Tommy Murphy and Mike Napoli.
And it's a grand slam! Tommy Murphy wins the game with a walk-off grand slam!
Now you, your friends, and family are invited to create some memories of your own as the Travs charge to the 74th and final season at Ray Winter Field.
Double play ends it. The Travs are the 8th Division champions.
Come share the excitement as the Arkansas Travelers celebrate their history with another winning season. For tickets, call 664-1555 or visit Travs.com.
Henry Morales has hit another ball onto the freeway. Get out of here.
The Arkansas Travelers, still the greatest game on dirt.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back to Driller Stadium, last of the ninth inning, and the Travelers angling for their first three-game winning streak of the 2006 season. The answer to the question, who does Ty Boykin go to in the bottom of the ninth inning with a 2-run lead? The answer is Miguel González. González, who got the first save of the season for himself against the Midland Rockhounds on Saturday when he inherited the bases loaded and 2 outs after the Travelers had blown a 7-run lead and the Rockhounds came back within 2. González got a double play off the bat of Matt Allegra for the first save this year. And so Ty Boykin goes right to Miguel after Rich Thompson pitches the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Giving up 1 run on 3 hits. It was a solo homer hit by Jordan Zarnicki. So Miguel González comes out, saves 1 game at Rancho Cucamonga, and trying for his second save at Arkansas. 8th appearance, 4.38 ERA. Batter is Joe Gaetti, and here's a pitch. Righty to righty. It's a fastball for a called strike. Gaetti a double and a 3-run homer. So those were his first 2 at-bats. He's fouled out and struck out since. The windup, the 0-1. Little flare over second, falling into right field for a base hit. Matt Pauly is there to pick it up, so Gaetti reaches. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. 3rd hit for Gaetti, and base hit number 10 for the Tulsa Drillers. Travs using 3 pitchers that are 21 years old today. Rafael Rodríguez started. Rich Thompson went to 6th, 7th, and 8th, and now another 21-year-old González back out of the bullpen. All 3 from outside the United States. Rodríguez from the Dominican Republic, Thompson from Australia, and González, although he was born in Mexico, making his home these days in California. Stewart left-hander 1 for 3, and the pitch is a fastball for a strike. The base hit off of González is the 12th he's allowed in 12 and a third innings. 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. Not a hard thrower, a lot of strikes down in the zone. Double play on the infield, they're ready for it. Here's the 0-1 to Stewart. Swing and a miss on a slider, strike 2. Middle infielders bunched up a little bit. Porter holding Gaetti on. And Brown way off the third base line. There's a gap on the right side and down that third base line for Stewart. 0-2 to the lefty. Swing, a fly ball foul over the bleachers at third base, keeping it an 0-2 count. 8 runs for the Travs on 14 hits and 1 error. Arkansas today leaving 6 men on base. The Drillers, 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. And Tulsa has stranded 8 men by the Drillers. Another 0-2 to Stewart. Chopper towards first, but going foul. Gonzalez snapping off a slider to the hands of Ian Stewart. And at the moment, he is swinging at everything close. Chris Iannetta on deck. Then Joe Koshansky, so they get to really the big power part of the Tulsa order, 5, 6, and 7. Right now, Stewart in the cleanup spot. Gonzalez ready, delivers high, ball 1. Had an opportunity to waste one there, and Stewart with a good eye lays off. Stewart ready. Miguel ready with a 1-2. Ground ball, base hit to right field on a hanging slider. Gaetti will try for third base. Matt Pauley fires into third, and it is not in time. And the tying run scampers into second. Pauley had to think about that for a second, whether or not he wanted to try to cut down Gaetti at third base. As he threw to third, Stewart immediately rounded first and ran for second. There was never a play at either base. So now the Drillers are base hit away from tying the game. Bill Edwards gets out of the Traveler bullpen bench, and he'll start to warm up. Chris Iannetta, the batter, is 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. Bobby Wilson will walk out to the mound to speak with young Miguel González. He was ahead of Gaetti 0-1. Gaetti fought a fastball off his fists for a base hit to right. And then González ahead of Stewart 0-2, but hanged a slider, and Stewart banged it between first and second. Iannetta, 8 home runs, 7 over the last month. Here's a pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Off speed in the dirt. The Travs can let 1 run score on a ground ball, at least to get an out. But if that happens, they'll have to bring the infield in. And the moment the infield is back, it's an 0-1 to Iannetta. Here it is from González. Fastball called, strike 2. So González gets ahead against another batter. Can he put him away? The pitch comes. Swing, a foul ball, out of play, over the first base route. The Travs leading 8-6 in the bottom of the 9th inning, but Tulsa has the tying runs in scoring position and nobody out. They had the bases loaded in the 6th with no outs and didn't score. González checks the runners and deals. Struck him out swinging, getting him with a big slider, 1 away. One away. That's strikeout number 10 for Miguel. Now Joe Koshansky stands in. This is going to be a tough situation for Miguel González. Koshansky is a smart hitter. He's got a good eye, but he will swing for the fences. He's homered 13 times this year, driven in 45. Second and third, 1 out. Left-hander waiting. Here's González pitch. Fastball, he got ahead on the inside corner, 0-1. Koshansky today is 2 for 4. Infield single in the second. A base hit to right field in the 6th. He's also lined out and flied out. The fly out will bring home a run. González ready, aiming for the outside corner. Here's the pitch. He missed outside, 1-1. The Travs attempting to win 3 in a row and end Tulsa's 4-game winning streak. González needs 2 more outs. Checks second, looks at third, delivers 1-1 to Koshansky. Swing and a miss. He chased a high fastball out of the zone. Strike 2. The Drillers have been so close to breaking through. Earlier, they had the bases loaded in the 6th, didn't score. They have stranded today. 8 men with 6 in scoring position. The 1-2 pitch, outside. Koshansky will step back into the box. Iannetta at third, Stewart at second, infield deep, Rodland deeper at second for the left-hand hitter. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball. 2 away in the 9th inning. González has struck out 2 All-Stars with the tying runs in scoring position and nobody out in the 9th inning. Struck out Iannetta for the first out. Gets Koshansky with the second out. And here comes another All-Star, Jordan Zarnicki, with 2 outs. 1 more out, and González will record his second save. Zarnicki homered last time up. He's 1 for 3. Right-hand batter with 7 homers this year. And the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Zarnicki has had a flair for the dramatic this season. He's had 2 walk-off homers here at Driller Stadium this year. And he also had a 3-run homer to win a game on the road. The 1-0, inside, ball 2. Christian Colonel on deck. Not as good of a hitter as Zarnicki. But does González really want to pitch around Zarnicki and put the winning run on base? Big lead by the runner at second, Stewart. He's the tying run. Here's the 2-0. Fouled back, 2 balls and a strike, and González trusting his fastball on that pitch. Zarnicki's hit into a double play, struck out, walked, and his home run went to left field in the 8th. That was off Thompson. González ready on a 2-1 count. Lifts the leg and deals. Swing, a ground ball to third. Brown makes the play. Winds up, fires across. Ball game over. The Arkansas Travelers, for the first time this season, have won 3 games in a row. They come here to Tulsa with no batting practice, no power in the ballpark, and they stun the Drillers, who are on a 4-game winning streak. The Travelers win at 8-6, and you can put it in the book. The winning pitcher is Rafael Rodríguez, his second win at AA. The loss goes to Steven Register, and Miguel González has a newfound role as the Arkansas Travelers closer, and he wasn't even with the ball club to start the season. The Travs go to 20-37. The Drillers fall to 35-23. 8-6. The Arkansas Travelers win. We'll come back with the final totals next on Air America Little Rock 1380 KZXE.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, stand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Norfolk, Illinois.
Hey guys, want another beer?
Another what?
Another beer.
I didn't have a beer. Did you have a beer? I don't think so.
Yes, you did. These beers right in front of you? Remember you ordered them from me?
Where? I mean, I remember eating the wings.
Yeah, the wings were good.
Are you sure we drank the beer?
Look, you guys came in, you ate the wings, you drank the beer.
Huh.
Whatever. Do you guys want another round?
Of what?
Beer.
Yeah, that sounds great. You want a beer?
I would love a beer.
Next time, try the light beer with the taste you won't forget. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
It's time now for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. Once again, here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Bill Elton.
Travs pull off an upset here at Driller Stadium after losing 9 of 10 games to the Drillers. The Travs come into Tulsa and pull off their first 3-game winning streak of the 2006 season. Final score tonight, Arkansas 8, Tulsa 6. Bill Elson with you for the Allstate Insurance postgame report, going down the unofficial final totals. The Travs today, 8 runs on 14 hits, commit 1 error, strand 6. The Drillers score 6 runs on 11 hits, commit 2 errors, and leave 10 men on. Tulsa today stranded 9 men in scoring position. Rafael Rodríguez is your winning pitcher. He goes to 2-4. Steven Register takes the loss, falling to 1-4. Miguel González came on for the save, his second in 2 tries. Time of game 3 hours 1 minute. Paid attendance on a free ticket night, 9,904. Recapping the ball game, things got going early for the Travs as Aaron Peel hit a first inning, 4th pitch home run, first swing of the bat, and Peel's 5th home run of the season made it 1-0 Arkansas. Rafael Rodríguez stranded a man at second base in the first inning after a 2-out double, and after issuing a leadoff walk and allowing an infield single in the second, he got Jordan Zarnicki. It bounced into a double play, and then Christian Colonel flat out to right field, so Rodríguez held that 1-0 lead until the Travs exploded for 4 runs in the third inning. Started with Greg Porter's leadoff double, but then Register set down 2 batters before Eric Rodlin fell behind with a 1-2 count, reached out and poked the ball over the shortstop's head for a base hit to left. Porter scored on the play ahead of the throw, making it 2-0. Rodlin scampered into second base, then Brandon Wood grounds to shortstop, where Troy Tulowitzki boots the ball, allowing Wood to reach on Tulowitzki's 11th error of the season. And Matt Brown made the Drillers pay by hitting a hanging slider over the left field wall. Brown's 8th home run of the season. A 3-run shot made it 5-0 Arkansas. But the Drillers also used an error in the third inning to break through. After 1 away, Troy Tulowitzki grounded to third base, a routine play, but Brown slid in the clay that was wet at third, fell down, and was unable to make the play cleanly. He was charged with an error, allowing Tulowitzki to reach. Then Seth Smith walks on a 3-2 count before Joe Gaetti powers a 2-1 pitch over the left field fence for his 5th home run of the year. 3-run blast made it a 5-3 Travelers lead. But Arkansas responded by scoring again in the 4th. Matt Pauley leadoff single went to second base on a hit-and-run ground up by Jason Espedo. And Greg Porter singled up the middle to chase home Pauley for a 6-3 lead. The Travs scored another run in the 5th inning against Register, his final inning of work. Brandon Wood smacked a 1-out double off the center field wall, and he would score when Bobby Wilson dragged one inside the third base line for a double, and Arkansas led 7-3 at that point. But the Drillers still weren't finished. Rodríguez came back out for the 5th and allowed Tulowitzki's solo homer with 1 away, his 8th of the season. Then a walk by Seth Smith, and a 2-out double by Ian Stewart would cut the Traveler lead to 7-5. It remained 7-5 until the 7th inning, when the Travelers scored their final run of the game against the reliever Alberto Árias. Leadoff infield single by Aaron Peel, with Arias late to cover at first base. Brandon Wood would score him with a double down the third base line, and the Travs would have themselves an 8-5 lead. They would attempt for more after Matt Brown's double off the right field wall, off of the right fielder Seth Smith's glove moved Wood only to third base. Wood would try to score on a ground out to short by Bobby Wilson, but Tulowitzki threw Wood out, and that will be the last time the Travs had a chance to score. Rich Thompson relieved Rafael Rodríguez in the 6th inning. At that point, it was a lead of 7-5. Thompson entered with 2 men on base and nobody out. Allowed a single to Christian Colonel to load the bases, but then Thompson induces Doug Bernier's pop out. Eric Rodlin with perhaps the play of the game, a diving catch of a line drive by Tulowitzki that would have scored the tying run. And then Seth Smith caught looking by Thompson to end the inning, and the Drillers left the bases loaded. Thompson pitched around a 2-out double in the 7th inning, but allowed a leadoff home run in the 8th by Jordan Zarnicki to bring the Drillers within 2. Thompson would then walk Christian Colonel but get out of the inning thanks to a fine play by Brandon Wood, who cut off a hard line drive in the hole at short by Tulowitzki and threw out the speedy Driller leadoff batter at first. He would give way to Miguel González in the 9th, and González got into immediate trouble. Joe Gaetti, a leadoff single to right field. And after Gonzalez got ahead of Ian Stewart 0-2, he would leave a hanging slider up there, and Stewart would single into right field, moving Gaetti to third base. Matt Pauley made the decision to throw all the way to third, but Gaetti beat the throw, and Stewart scampered into second base. Stewart represented the tying run. That was the big run that mattered at that point. But Gonzalez was up to the task. Miguel, only 21 years old, in just his 9th game at Double-A, struck out Chris Iannetta, the backup all-star catcher, and then struck out Joe Koshansky, the all-star starting first baseman, and he ends the game by getting the all-star center fielder, Jordan Zarnicki, to ground out to Matt Brown at third base, leaving the 2 tying runs in scoring position, which was apropos because Tulsa today stranded 9 men in either second or third base. So the Travelers pull out the victory, 8-6 over the Drillers, and also Arkansas picks up their 20th win of the season, ensuring that the Travs will not have their worst half of baseball since joining the Angels. The Travs had finished 20-50 in the second half in 2002, and it's a sure bet with 12 games left. And the Travs, as of now, playing their best baseball of the season. They should at least get that 21st victory, hopefully tomorrow, which would be a 4-game winning streak. Coming up next on the Allstate Insurance Postgame Report, we'll check out the scores in the Texas and the Major Leagues on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better because 2 great companies have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SPC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with voice services, digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and singular wireless. Learn more at thenewatt.com. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Think of us like a thinking person's voter's guide. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
Back on the postgame report after the Arkansas Travelers stunned the Drillers with an 8-6 victory. The Travs have won 3 games in a row, all coming after a 7-game losing streak. So the Drillers, who began today with a 2-game lead over the Springfield Cardinals, but they still lead by 2 games at the moment. The Cardinals are having a tough time with the Wichita Wranglers. It is 11-4, Wichita leading in the 8th inning. That game was tied 4-4. Going into the bottom of the 5th, but Wichita puts up 3 runs in the 5th inning. They add to the lead with 4 runs in the 6th. Reed Gurecki homered for the Cardinals, his 12th. Mitch Meyer, a home run for Wichita, his 7th. So it looks like the Cardinals will remain 2 games back unless they have a big comeback with just 1.5 innings to go. 2 other games are finals. The Corpus Christi Hooks beat Midland 5-1, even though the Hooks commit 3 errors. They also get a home run from Josh Bonifay, his 9th. So Matt Albers picks up his 6th win of the season, probably be the starting pitcher for the South Division All-Stars. Ben Fritz falls to 1-4 for the Midland Rockhounds, and now the Hounds have dropped 3 in a row. They fall to a game and a half in back of Corpus Christi. Midland falls to 3rd place as Frisco wins 2-1 at San Antonio with Andy Walker picking up his 3rd win. Travis Blackley falls to 5-4. Michael Bumstead saved his 2nd, and so Frisco just 1 game out. They're in 2nd place, behind the Hooks with Midland in 3rd place, a game and a half out. Over in the major leagues, these are final scores. The Los Angeles Angels beat up on the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 12-2. Former Traveler Irvin Santana picks up the win as Santana goes the first 7 innings, striking out 7 Tampa batters, allowing just 2 hits and 1 run. Santana ups his record to 5-3. Home run by Sean Figgins was his 4th of the year. Other former Travelers in that ball game, Dallas McPherson had a pinch hit single. Figgins finished 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. Rob Quinlan 1 for 5, scored a couple of runs. Adam Kennedy was 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. Tommy Murphy started in center field, finished in right. Murphy finished 0 for 5. Over to other games in the major leagues now. It was, and again, these are finals. The White Sox come back against Detroit with 3 runs in the 8th inning Alex Cintron hit his first home run as a White Sox to propel Chicago to a 4-3 win over the Detroit Tigers. Jermaine Dye also went deep, his 17th. Brandon Inge, Marcus Thames, and Chris Shelton accounted for the Detroit runs, each with solo homers. Bobby Jenks came on for his 16th save as the White Sox beat Detroit, and now Chicago, with that victory, pulls to within 1.5 games of first-place Detroit. Sticking in the American League, the Yankees beat the Red Sox second straight game, 2-1 the final score. It was Chien-Min Wang picking up his 6th win against 2 losses. Mariano Rivera comes back on for his 12th save. Melky Cabrera apparently robbed Manny Ramirez of a game-tying home run with a leaping catch at the fence, saving that for Rivera. David Ortiz accounted for Boston's only run with his 17th home run of the year. Bernie Williams went deep for the Yankees, his 3rd. Oakland receives a 3-run 8th inning, and the A's come back to win at Cleveland 7-6. Eric Chavez hit his 13th home run of the year, and Dan Johnson had the game-winning hit. Frank Thomas and Mark Kotsay also homer for the A's. Travis Hafner, a former driller, hit his 16th for the Indians. Grady Sizemore, number 11 for the Tribe. Barry Zito got the victory, upping his record to 6-3. Rafael Betancourt, the loser, 0-1. Houston Street saving his 10th of the season. Alex Rios hit a 2-run homer in the 7th inning, helping the Blue Jays to win at Baltimore 6-4. Kelly Downs got the win. He's 1-0. B.J. Ryan came on for his 14th save. In the National League, you got 3 final scores. Houston picks up a strong start from Wandy Rodriguez in a 4-1 victory over the Chicago Cubs. Kerry Wood returns, pitched well but took the loss, falling to 1-2. Rodriguez 7-3 with a victory. Lance Berkman, home run number 16 for the Stros. The Milwaukee Brewers beat San Diego 5-1. Darren Bush picks up the victory, record of 4-5. Jake Peavy the loss, falling to 4-6. Corey Kosky homered for the Brewers, his 7th. Adrian Gonzalez for the Padres, his 6th. Horacio Ramirez went 8 innings, helping the Atlanta Braves to a 5-3 victory over the Washington Nationals. Ramirez 2-1 with the win. Did allow a home run by Alfonso Soriano, his 22nd. Andrew Jones and Adam LaRoche hit home runs for the Braves. Jones 15, LaRoche number 10. Bottom 9 at St. Louis, and Cincinnati beating up on the Cardinals 7-0. Felipe Lopez and Adam Dunn have each gone deep. Dunn with his 18th of the year. The Colorado Rockies lead Pittsburgh 4-3. Bottom of the 8th inning at Coors Field. 2 home runs by the Bucks. Jason Bay hit his 18th. Jose Hernandez, number 2. Bottom 5 at Arizona. The Phillies 3 and the Diamondbacks nothing. Pat Burrell has homered for the Phils, his 14th. Dodgers and the Mets a 2-2 tie at the 4th at Chavez Ravine. Nomar Garcia-Parra, home run number 7 for the Dodgers. Middle of the 5th in San Francisco, and the Marlins and the Giants nothing score. Marlins so far no hits. The Giants with the only hit of the ball game, and they got a strong pitching duel right there. As we'll go over to the other games across the American League and see which games are still in progress. Only 2 of them. Texas at Kansas City, 6-2. The Rangers lead in the bottom of the 9th. Brad Wilkerson and Ian Kinsler have homered for the Rangers. Mark Teahan going deep for Kansas City. Seattle 2, Minnesota nothing, bottom of the 4th inning. And as of now, Torrey Hunter at the plate against Felix Hernandez. Hunter 1 for 2. You're now up to date on all the scores from the Texas and the Major League, thanks to Southwest Airlines and the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Don't forget, if you're looking for low fares, go online to southwest.com. Big win for the Travs, 8-6 over the Tulsa Drillers, winning their 3rd straight game. We'll wrap everything up after this on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safely. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with deductible rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Dan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible awards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Wrapping things up from Driller Stadium here in Tulsa, where the Arkansas Travelers send 9,000 fans home unhappy. Arkansas comes in today and beats Tulsa 8-6. Final totals, and they're official. Arkansas 8 runs, 14 hits, 1 error, stranded 6. The Drillers 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and Tulsa strands 10 today, 9 left in scoring position. Rafael Rodríguez is the winning pitcher. He goes to 2-4. Rodríguez allowed 5 runs over 5 innings, walked 5, allowed 6 base hits, 2 homers. Didn't pitch great, but gets the win. Meanwhile, Steven Register, the losing pitcher, allowed 7 runs on 9 hits, a couple of homers in 5 innings. Register falls to 1-4. Miguel González leaves the tying runs in scoring position, saving his second of the year. Time of game, 3 hours, 1 minute. Paid attendance, 9,904. Tough to name a BC Powder player of the game today. Matt Brown drove in 3 runs. Greg Porter had 3 base hits. He had outstanding effort from Brandon Wood at shortstop, 2 for 5 with a spectacular play. Eric Rodlin had a possible game-saving play at second base. But with the troubles the Travs have had in the bullpen this year, it is wonderful to see that Rich Thompson and Miguel González combined to throw 4 effective innings, allowing only 1 run. And so we'll split our BC Powder player of the game today between Rich Thompson, who gets the hold with 3 innings, allowing 3 hits and 1 run, and Miguel González, who gets the save, his second of the year. BC Powder, the official pain reliever of the Arkansas Travelers. BC gets into your system fast, and BC goes to work fast. Headaches, backaches, muscle pain, nothing works faster than BC. Used as directed. It's all game time tomorrow at 12:05, so we will not be on the airwaves. We'll only be at minorleaguebaseball.com with an internet-only broadcast. Starting pitcher for the Arkansas Travelers tomorrow will be right-hander Chris Hunter. Hunter comes in with a record of 1-5 and an 8.29 ERA, and only was able to go 1/3 of an inning in his previous start, and gave up 7 runs in a loss to the Frisco Rough Riders. Meanwhile, the Tulsa Drillers are going to counter with right-hander Juan Murillo. Murillo will be pitching in the All-Star game at Little Rock on June the 20th, one of the top strikeout pitchers in the league with 52 strikeouts in 55 innings. Murillo 5-2 in 11 starts with a 2.62 ERA. If you're looking to pick up the internet broadcast, we'll have airtime or internet time, data rate time, bit rate time at 11:55 in the morning on minorleaguebaseball.com. So to wrap up a very odd, wacky day in the life of the Arkansas Travelers when they traveled out here to Tulsa through a thick rainstorm right up Internet 40 and up the Muskogee Turnpike. When they got into town, they were told that there was no batting practice because a tornado had come through Driller Stadium and had knocked out some of the fence, had knocked out all of the power. The Travelers come here today with no air conditioning anywhere in the ballpark. They go in to a dank, dark clubhouse They come here to Driller Stadium, had no batting practice, and end up winning by a final score of 8-6 over the Tulsa Drillers. Folks, this could have been perhaps the most improbable victory for the Travs this year, certainly in the face of a lot of circumstances that usually do not happen to a baseball team. The Travs answer with a very impressive victory, 8-6 over the Tulsa Drillers. So, for our friends back at the studios, Matt Algerman and Lindsey Floyd, for the folks over at minorleaguebaseball.com, and for you fans who are sticking around for our broadcast tonight, I'm Phil Elson. Thanks again for tuning in, and again that final score, the Arkansas Travelers 8, the Tulsa Drillers 6. Folks, we'll be talking baseball tomorrow on the internet only, tomorrow afternoon.
Today's game has been brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.